Sportsnet CHL Hockey is brought to you by Canadian Tire, still the right place. By Dodge, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey. By Molson Canadian, it's a Canadian game. And by Sherwood, proud to serve the hockey world.
We're in Plymouth, Michigan for Game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series as we take a look at our starting goalies in the nets. Brought to you by Bauer. Bauer, leave an impression.
Seamus Scott, starting goalie for the Ottawa 67'S. He's been in this position before, and he's led his team all the way to the Memorial Cup, so we'll look for him to have a strong outing. And in the other end, Rob Zepp, strong, solid performer. We saw him earlier in the season at the All-Star game. Had a rough outing last night, but I'm sure he'll come out on top today.
Referee for tonight's game, this afternoon's game, is Craig Spada. The linesmen are Ryan O'Neill and Ian Smith. Zenon Konopka, Lance Galbraith, and Miguel DeLille will start up front. Back to pick it up, Jeremy Van Hoek didn't play much last night. He'll be the only guy really well rested as he was given a game misconduct in the first period for that hit on Stephen Weiss, who, if you didn't join us off the top of the show, not in action. He is suffering from concussion-like syndrome. We take a look as a little pushing and shoving in front of the Plymouth bench, and this is a carryover from last night, certainly, as we take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Toyota Canada and its dealers.
Well, you spoke of Jeremy Van Hoef. He will be well rested. He got kicked out of the game last night for hitting Weiss from behind, but he is a solid performer. He's a mammoth out there. On forward, Zenon Konopka is one of the other players that has had a solid game last night. He's solid at both ends. We'll watch him be key on face-offs.
As you look at Brian Kilrea, the winningest coach in the Canadian Hockey League, 922 regular season wins, and he has 2 Memorial Cup championships under his belt. Won one in 1984, and then, of course, in 1999, in a game you saw right here on Sportsnet, an overtime victory against the Calgary Hitmen.
He was a little heated last night after a couple of bad calls, and you could see his emotion on the bench, but he's usually a pretty calm man under the bench. He has his troops all set to play, and I think he's very surprised that they've gotten this far in the OHL finals.
In the absence of Stephen Weiss, it's going to be Damian Surma, who moves up to the top line. He wears number 15, along with Weissman and Turka. Sellers behind his own net, flips it around the board. Sozanov has it go by him. Oosterall is number 33 on defense, along with Cole Jarrett. Here's the captain, Joe Talbot, crosses the line, snaps a shot. Zepp, the first save of this hockey game. So important, this first 5 minutes of this game, to set the tone for both teams, as the Plymouth Whalers want to get their crowd back in it.
Especially on the road, Kevin, you're absolutely right. This team is tough at home, and Ottawa needs to do a good job in the first 5 minutes.
This Plymouth Whaler team lost only 8 games at home during the regular season. The number 4 ranked team in the Canadian Hockey League. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead last night on 2 power play goals. Kaiser with a shot. Well, that one didn't miss by much. Sozanov looks for an open wing as the 67's make changes.
This Plymouth team, you look, they'll have a lot of speed coming through the neutral zone. They get a lot of pressure on this Ottawa 67 defense.
Chapman wings it out. Stewart watching him. Kaiser gives him a bump right in front of the 67's bench. And the hitting continues as it's backed in by Preston Nifty. Trevisani being watched by Stewart. Albiani. Nice pass up for Chapman, trying to split the defense. Bouncing puck, steered into the corner. Back come the Whalers. You talked about that speed. They've got to be able to take advantage, and I think so important, more important for this Plymouth Whalers team to get on the board first. Crowd here at the CompuWare Sports Arena, quiet so far. They were loud last night when this game started. McGrath trying to bring it in for Ottawa. He's turned aside. Back comes Robichaud to Benarski. Chris Benarski. He can't get around Miguel DeLille. Hauls him down. Puck goes in the corner. Those two meet again. And coming away with it is Moyer. And we've got some action behind. And it is indeed Sellers and Benarski.
You can expect these two teams to be at each other today, especially Plymouth. I don't think they expected to be down one game in this series already, especially at home here.
These two teams met twice during the regular season, with the Plymouth Whalers winning both games.
Benarski makes a nice move, and Luke Sellers does a terrific job just getting his body in front of him. Luke Sellers, the experienced defenseman for this Ottawa 67's team. They're going to be battling all day long.
Got a little face wash for Sellers with Benarski, and both players are going to be in the penalty box.
A little face wash. I think that's customary in the playoffs. You don't see a lot of fighting. Guys don't want to be in the box too long, but I'll tell you what, they make it known that they're in each other's face. They're ready to play.
Luke Sellers, one of the guys that was on the Memorial Cup team in 1999. Take a look now at the lineup for the Plymouth Whalers and Peter DeBoer.
On defense, Libor Ustinol, he plays against all the top players in this league. 6'5", 230 pounds. And on forward, Damian Surma, he's moving up from the third line, playing in place of Stephen Weiss, so he'll have to fill a large role there.
So we've got our first power play, and it goes to the Plymouth Whalers as Luke Sellers getting an extra 2 minutes for that exchange with Chris Benarski. Power play struck twice for the Plymouth Whalers last night. They were 2 for 6. Both those goals coming in the first period. Wisniewski, top draft pick for the Plymouth Whalers. Here's a shot. And Damian Surma let it go, and Kotick had to be sharp. Here's Wisniewski at the point. Wise fires a blast. That one missed the target. Backhand. Turka hanging onto it. Back up top, Cole Jarrett. He had one of those power play goals. Where's number 2? Over to Wisniewski. One-time shot to a crowd. Great save by Kotick. Rebound in front. Surma looking for it. In behind the net it goes. Now around the boards, kept in by Jarrett on the far side. Whalers power play looking sharp early here. Wisniewski, cross-ice pass. Turka hanging onto it. Wrist shot, didn't make it through as Konopka blocked it. Surma doing a good job of getting control of the puck. Sends it in deep. Less than a minute to go in the first man advantage of this hockey game. Here's a chance for Jonathan Zion to bring it out. Does that, gets to the line. Looking for Konopka. That was broken up. And here come the Whalers back. It's Bridgestone. And in front, and he tried to set up Chad LaRose. Bridgestone with a big hit in the corner. The 67s get possession, send it around the near side, and it goes by Cole Jarrett. 33 seconds to go in the man advantage. 17 power play goals in this playoff for the Plymouth Whalers. Here's Preston Mitchell. Trying to get around Brendan Bell. Mitchell in behind the net, sends it back up top. Ustinol over to Thompson. Thompson, wrist shot. That one missed the target. 14 seconds to go in the man advantage as Joe Talbot will get it out and down the ice. Oh, a dangerous chance there for Lance Galbraith, shorthanded, as Rob Zepp got a little careless with the puck. Penalty is over. And the team's at even strength. Thompson will just shoot it in. Shots on goal even to this point. We've almost played 5 minutes, and there's just one shot each registered.
Plymouth team only had one shot on that power play. The Ottawa 67 did a fine job. Jonathan Zion did a nice job getting up ice, but what he did really nice was he back-checked and stopped the opportunity for a shot on net, which was just like 67's coach Kilray needs from Zion. He needs to step up and lead this defense for the Ottawa 67s.
Jonathan Zion, 20 points so far in the postseason. He had 2 assists in the game last night. 14:30 to go here in the first period. No score between the Whalers and the 67s. This is game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship.
Jonathan Zion, like I said, he was the leader on this defensive team. He was also in the All-Star game in Montreal earlier this year. Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick. He leads this team defensively, offensively. He's quarterback on the power play. You'll see him a lot today.
4th round pick of the Maple Leafs, went 110th overall in 1999. And another one of those guys that was on the Memorial Cup winning team in 1999.
They have a lot of guys with a lot of experience, especially from that Memorial Cup team. And we saw it yesterday. They pulled through. They were down early, but they did a terrific job coming back.
We saw some of the shots of the Ottawa 67s. We'll talk more about that game face that we're talking about. These guys have that. It's not eye black because it's so bright here. There is a purpose to all those stripes underneath their eyes. In fact, even the owner, Jeff Hunt, has got the war paint on. We have played almost 6 minutes of this first period. And still just 2 shots total. Chad Wiseman. There's Kotick, couldn't get it out. Lance Galbraith will try his luck. Circuit trying to keep it in, and finally Galbraith will get it down the ice.
Gilray looked like he was trying to do a little bit of line matching, getting Konofsky's line up against Damian Serba's line of Chad Wiseman and Thomas Kirka. They're the top line for the Whalers.
Galbraith sends it towards the net. Wisniewski trying to get it out. Shot back in. Brendan Bell let it go, but here come the Whalers, 3 of them. Wiseman, man around behind the net. Chad Wiseman still has it, throws it out in front. Lance Galbraith is there, and he'll use the glass to get it out. And that's going to be icing against the 67. No score here in Plymouth, Michigan. You're watching CHL hockey on Sportsnet.
It's your shopping cart, a breakfast table, your corner office. It's your car. Take it to Midas for our new VSD brakes. As North America's leader in brakes, only Midas has VSD brakes for enhanced performance, and they come with our lifetime guarantee nationwide. See Midas today for our new VSD brakes. Keep a good thing going. Go Midas.
When back pain slows you down, turn to Robaxacet. With 2 active ingredients, one to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. It's the brand doctors and pharmacists recommend most, so you can get back in the rhythm. Robaxacet, helping you walk away from back pain.
Free your mind!
Now there's a sedan that makes all other sedans feel inadequate. With an ultra-spacious cabin, sophisticated engineering, a powerful engine, and bold new European design. Introducing the all-new 2001 Elantra from Hyundai. It sets the standard for what a great-looking sedan should be. The all-new Elantra. Driving is believing.
The early edition of Sports Central comes your way after our game. R.J. Broadhead will be on the desk, getting you caught up in the day in sports. And, of course, later on, it's time edition. Jamie Campbell, Mike Toth will be on the desk. And that is 10 o'clock p.m. in all regions across the country. Kevin Quinn here in Plymouth, Michigan, working alongside John Bruce as we're in Game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series. Plymouth Whalers and the Ottawa 67's no score with 13:16 to go here in the first period. Goalies have not been busy. There's a shot and a rising blast from Cole Jarrett goes over top of the head of Seamus Kotick.
Jarrett got a lot of wood on that one, Kevin. I'll tell you, I don't think Kotick see it coming from anywhere.
Jarrett the second goal of the game with a wrist shot that fooled Kotick upstairs as that puck ends up in the bench of the Plymouth Whalers.
Cole Jarrett did a nice job last night with a wrist shot from the blue line. Number 21, Rodney Bauman, did a nice job getting out on the puck there, but he just didn't quite get there as Jarrett got his shot away. Jarrett's rated in the second round by Central Scouting. Looking forward to a nice June, hopefully, in the draft.
Quarterbacks that power play has a brother, Patrick, who plays for the Mississauga Ice Dogs. He had 23 power play assists during the regular season. That ranked 10th in the Ontario Hockey League. Ustinov sends it around the boards. He is one big man, 6'5", 230 pounds. There's Joe Talbot trying to work against him. Tough to do that. Sozanov has it now. Sozanov trying to get back to the point. Captain Rose stopped him, so he'll go the other way. Working against Bridgestone now. In the corner, Talbot trying to work it free. Ustinov has him all tied up. Talbot trying to fight through it. The spade work that goes on to try and create offensive chances. Talbot's going to be tired at the end of this shift with Ustinov hanging all over him. In behind the net, Zep trying to play it. Good pressure by the 67's as they've got Plymouth tied up in their own zone. Jarrett bringing it out slowly. That one was dumped behind the play. No call. Brendan Bell will go after it. Sammy Rose watching him. Gives it away to Chris Bernarski. Bernarski in behind the net. Centers it out in front. Here's a chance. Long shot. O'Keefe let it go, but Kotick made the save. Andre Robichaud now. Trying to get it up quickly as the 67s make changes. Albiani, Savage, and Chapman up front for the 67s. Brian Rodney and Trevisani are on the blue line. Chapman bringing it in. He is turned away. And Rob McBride has it now for the Whalers. Pride gets it up to Stewart. Impressed with Carl Stewart in his game last night. He comes to play with a lot of energy. Number 6 for Plymouth. Preston Mitzi with Rob McBride. McBride. He worked over by Albiani. Mitzi centers it out in front, looking for Stewart, but Seamus Kotick cut that one off, and he's going to hang on to it.
Well, this Plymouth team has come out very strong in the first period. Ottawa's only had one sustained shift of pressure down the other end. Stewart is one of the reasons why. Little tenacious forward. He's a real speedster on this team. He really creates a lot of energy for the Plymouth Whalers with his speed and his tenacity. Peter DeBoer said he compares him to a Chris Draper type player from the Detroit Red Wings.
5'9", 180 pounds, and he plays with a lot of jump. You talked about his speed. He's considered the fastest skater on this Plymouth Whaler team.
Well, I watched them last night, and I was looking because they are known as a fast skating team, and he was one player that did stand out. He's short, though. He's got those little short, choppy strides. Maybe it's because he looks like he's skating so fast because he's having to work so hard.
Shots on goal just 2-1 in favor of Plymouth, and we've almost reached the halfway point of this first period. Plymouth has had the only man advantage. Kanopka sends it around the boards. Whalers with some pressure now. Winooski keeping it in. Bernarski being watched by Jonathan Zion. Trying to center it out in front. Instead, it's picked off by Miguel DeLille, and he'll get it out. Winooski with Nate Kaiser on the blue line. And Galbraith mixing it up with Kaiser.
Galbraith is going to get involved as much as he can out there. He needs to throw this other team. His game is to get in the other team's face, try to throw them off their game, and creates more room for himself because he's not a big man, but he's not afraid of anything, and he wants to get in the other team's face to get them to back down that little bit. Going back in the zone at the top of your screen, Kaiser and Galbraith are swinging their swords at each other and trying to get in each other's face. And like I said, Galbraith won't back down. He wants to get the other team off their game, especially their defense. It's all part of playoff hockey, Kevin.
Fifth-year player for the Ottawa 67s. Was there in '99 when they won the Memorial Cup, and also in '98 when they lost to the Guelph Storm in the OHL Championship.
I really like his grit. I love the way he gets out there and puts his nose into it every time he's on the ice, and that's exactly what you need from a player, especially somebody who's been around with the experience. He can teach the young guys, lead by his leadership and his experience. That's what you need night in and night out.
He is in the penalty box along with Kaiser, both going for high sticking at 9:33. Plymouth Whalers, as we take a look, and extra penalties being handed out, and it's going to be Gregory Campbell who is going to serve the penalty that'll give the Ottawa 67s their first power play opportunity of this hockey game. Gregory Campbell, son of Colin Campbell, who was busy in the last few days with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
We'll look for this Ottawa team to move the puck around the point and get their shots from the point. That's where they generate all their offense, especially Luke Sellers. He has a gun from the point, and he shoots it every chance he gets.
They were perfect last night, 3 for 3. There is Luke Sellers, number 22, with Jonathan Zion, Kanopka, Moyer, and DeLille up front. Here's Miguel DeLille. He'll send it in. Usmanov with Cole Jarrett on the defense, trying to get this puck out. Damian Surma and Chris Bonarchi are up front as the Whalers get it down the ice with 10 minutes to go here in the first period. '25 playoff goals for the Ottawa 67s coming in. They've added to that total. They've got 28 in the postseason. Looking for another. That play is whistled down on the offside.
Ottawa has had a long battle. Both these teams have had a long battle to get to the finals, and they had to work very hard. Defeated North Bay 4-0, outscoring the Centennials 15-6. In this other series, the Belleville series, Galbraith had a terrific series, scoring 9 goals. He really led this team. That's one of the reasons why I love watching this guy play. And against Toronto, they did a terrific job also, outscoring them 15-5. The majors, this Ottawa team was not expected to make it this far, and it basically surprised everybody, especially Brian Kilray when we asked him about it. He said, yeah, he was surprised about it. And they've done a terrific job to get here.
That victory over Belleville. Belleville came in as the 9th-ranked team in the CHL. Just over a minute left in the power play opportunity for the 67s. Their first of this hockey game. Still no score. From the point. Bouncing puck. Sozanov centering it out in front. Zepp will hang on to a bouncing puck and get the whistle.
Now Plymouth, on the other hand, they were rated 4th overall in the Canadian Hockey League. They defeated Sarnia in 4 games, Windsor in 4 games, and they only lost 1 game to Erie. Erie had a top team. They also were expected to make it this far, but it was a tough matchup between the two teams. And obviously Plymouth came out on top, shutting down players like Brad Boyce.
Erie Otters, the number 3 ranked team in the country, so that was a big matchup, and I thought a lot of people expected that one to go farther. Certainly the Erie Otters, we saw them against the Brampton Battalion, and they were outstanding, especially Corey Pecker, who scored 3 shorthanded goals in that game.
But they did do a terrific job. They had a solid team, so it's surprising, especially in the playoffs.
Here's a giveaway. Surma with a shot, scores! Damian Surma on the giveaway has opened the scoring. The Plymouth Whalers, with a short-handed goal, are on the board.
We just talked about scoring short-handed goals. Corey Pecker had 3 against Brampton earlier in the playoffs, and this is a huge goal for this Plymouth Whaler team. And Damian Surma being moved up from the 3rd line to replace Stephen Weiss. It's filled that role nicely. He had a goal last night on the power play, short-handed one. Trevisani has the puck in the corner, but a deadly turnover cost him along the boards as Surma picked it up. Threw it upstairs on Kotick. Sozanov just didn't get the right wood on it, threw it right up the middle. The last thing you want to do is throw that puck up the middle. And I think sometimes on the power play, teams tend to sit back a little bit instead of pour on the pressure. And when you're killing penalties, the penalty killers are going to be out there working hard, doing whatever they can to create opportunities, and they did it there.
Damian Surma with a power play goal last night, has a shorthanded goal. He now has 6 for the postseason, and his team once again has taken the lead. They led 2-0 after 1 period last night. Still a power play opportunity for the Ottawa 67. 6 seconds left as Surma gets the goal, and the assist goes to Carl Stewart.
Rob Zepp had a tough night last night, allowing 6 goals. Damian Surma, he's come up strong. I was really impressed with the way he played last night. The 67s bring it up along the boards, but the wingers chips it into the middle, and Surma gets his stick on it nicely, throws it upstairs on Kotick. That's not the start the Ottawa 67s needed tonight from themselves.
Surma with 6 goals in the postseason, a guy that we talked about in the absence of Stephen Weiss, one of the top-ranked prospects for this June's NHL draft, out of the lineup. Concussion-like symptoms hit last night by Jeremy Van Hoop. So Damian Surma has been called on to replace that offense, and he gets a shorthanded goal. Power play is over. Teams at even strength. Back the other way. Here is Sean Scully with Moyer and McGrath. Moyer with a shot. Helen blocked. Zepp sends him to the corner, right out in front now. And McGrath couldn't get the shot away. Scully being watched by Andre Robichaud. McGrath taken by O'Keefe, trying to work it out in front, and Rob McBride comes away for Plymouth. He'll flip it in, trying to get by Jeremy Van Hoop. That's not an easy thing to do. Gregory Campbell in the corner, trying to center it out in front. Preston Mitzi takes a hit to keep it in. McBride back up top. Oosternaal with a shot, blocked before it could get through. Gregory Campbell, Jonathan Zion collide in the corner. Campbell takes a hit from McGrath. Mitzi hits Zion as they battle for this puck. And Campbell slammed to the ice as Moyer trying to get it out, can't do it. McBride has it, doesn't get the shot away, and then finally sends it towards the net. Zion will just relieve the pressure by getting it out. Unassisted goal by Damian Surma, shorthanded. It's 1-0. Shots on goal, just 3-2 in favor of the Whalers, and we've got 7 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in the first.
Russ Moyer threw another one into the middle on that last shift, and they're creating scoring chances for the other team.
Damian Sherma has the only goal of this hockey game so far here in Plymouth.
Look, I just wanted to say a few things before you guys head out. Think back to when we first got together. Now think about all you've learned. That's what matters. Oh yeah, the only reason we're here tonight is to have as much fun as we have back at our own rink.
Please welcome 67'S Hockey. Tim Hortons proudly supports minor hockey across Canada.
Free your mind.
Now there's a sedan that makes all other sedans feel inadequate. With an ultra-spacious cabin, sophisticated engineering, a powerful engine, and bold new European design. Introducing the all-new 2001 Elantra from Hyundai. It sets the standard for what a great-looking sedan should be. The all-new Elantra. Driving is believing.
I know, you practically live here. The odometer even says so. Well, maybe it's time for a little homeowner's insurance. Unless you prefer spending time with used car salesmen. Look, the solution's clear. New Quaker State higher mileage engine for engines with 120,000 kilometers or more. It's specially formulated to help prevent leaks, oil consumption, and loss of compression. So if you don't want to stop at 120,000 kilometers, then don't. New Quaker State higher mileage engine. What more do you need to know?
NHL playoffs roll on, and so does the hockey news. Join Darren Millard, Nick Kiprios, and Mike Brophy tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern, 3:30 in the Mountain, and 2:30 out on the left coast. Here in Plymouth, Michigan, 7:03 to go in the first period. The Plymouth Whalers an unassisted shorthanded goal for Damian Sherma. They have a 1-0 lead. Old Jarrett trying to get it out against Zion Konopka. Zenon Konopka, that is. And he's going to have to wait till Galbraith gets out, back in their own zone. The Plymouth Whalers are the ones that have been taking it to the Ottawa 67's here in this first period. Konopka brings it in, but that quickly comes out, and John, you wonder about the fatigue factor as we've got an elbowing call coming up, and it's going to be Lance Galbraith, who is probably the least popular of the Ottawa 67's here in Plymouth.
This is not what the Ottawa 67's need early in this game. Having penalty problems hurt them last night. And Galbraith is no stranger to the penalty box. He's working hard to create something. Gets his elbow up the last second along the boards on the right-hand side of your screen.
Plymouth Whalers have their second power play opportunity of this hockey game. 0 for 1. They had 1 shot generated on that last power play. They've only got 3 so far on Seamus Kotick. One of them was a short-handed shot by Damian Sherma that found the back of the net. Sherma out there now, number 15, Jeremy Van Hoek watching him. Chad Wiseman. And Kirka up front, Van Hoek. And Zion, Chapman, and Talbot for the 67's trying to kill off the second power play opportunity for the Whales. Here's Wisniewski with a shot. That one hit the post. Wisniewski let it go. It rang off the iron.
What a drive from the point.
Whalers with the pressure on. Here's Wisniewski again. This time he just flip it towards the net. Kirka trying to turn and fire a shot, but Joe Talbot was there, and he'll get it out.
Kotick had no idea where that puck was. It rang right off the right post of Seamus Kotick.
Here's Sherma. Out in front, Brendan Bell is there to try and clear it away, but Chad LaRose will keep it in for the Whalers. Sherma has it again. Back up top, Cole Jarrett looking for Wisniewski. Another one-time blast. This time Kotick's on. LaRose with a chance. He scores. The rookie, Chad LaRose, capitalizes, jumps on the rebound. And a power play goal for the Plymouth Whalers has them up by a pair.
This Plymouth Whaler team getting an opportunity early, getting penalty troubles. The Ottawa 67, Galbraith's in the box. But this team moved the puck well, and this is the second shot in the same sequence on the power play. And Chad LaRose is right on the doorstep. They have to take away that point-to-point pass. That's what they've been feeding on, especially last game. They had a couple goals from the point. But Chad LaRose, the rookie, leading the scorers in the playoffs, gets an opportunity. I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed with the way this team is moving the puck and getting it to the net from the point.
His 16th point of the postseason, as John mentioned, leads all rookies in that department. He had a goal and an assist in last night's loss, and now he has given his team a 2-0 lead. Mitchell throws it towards the net. Luke Sellers will get it out. Chapman, his shot blocked, gets it again, throws it to the net. Zepp makes the save. And the crowd is into it here at the CompuWare Sports Arena in Plymouth, Michigan. Carl Stewart will throw it in. He gets knocked down. Ryan Rodney gets it up to Sebastian Savage. Fires it in the opposite corner. In behind the net. Wisniewski and Jarrett picking up the assists on the goal by Chad LaRose.
This is not what the Plymouth Whalers needed. The short-handed goal and a power play goal. Special teams is so important in the playoffs, and when you get these types of situations, you have to try to stay out of the box, especially against this Whalers team.
5-3 now, the shots on goal in favor of the Whalers. Chad LaRose leads all rookies, and he got himself another goal. His team is up by 2.
Ever been stranded with a dead battery or caught unprepared by a power outage? With the Prestone Jump It, you'll always be prepared. The Jump It not only jump-starts dead car and boat batteries, but with its built-in 12-volt DC power outlet, the Jump It becomes your portable power source, around the house or in the middle of nowhere. The Prestone Jump It can help make an emergency situation safer or a recreational one more fun. Get reliable portable power when and where you want it with the Prestone Jump It. Prestone, more than just antifreeze.
Why buy vitamin D when the sun's giving it away for free? Accept it. You belong outside.
Dad is home.
The minute you walked in the joint,
Fishing rods for all my friends.
you are a man of distinction, a real big spender, big spender.
It's amazing what you can do with Canadian Tire money. And now there's a way to get 20% more. Use a Canadian Tire credit card in store. Buy yourself something nice.
Early edition of Sports Central with Jody Vance comes your way Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 in the Mountain, 3 in the Pacific region. They'll get you set for the evening in sports. Here, there's 4:12 to go in the first period. The home team, Plymouth Whalers, with a 2-0 lead, a power play goal, and a shorthanded goal. Sellers with a shot. Zepp had to be sharp. Rebound in front. That one just missed the target. And a penalty coming up, and the Ottawa 67's are going to get another chance with a man advantage.
Well, this is a break the 67's need. They put the pressure on. Sean Scully made a nice move out front of the net. Behind the net, players getting hauled down. There's an interference call on number 20, Wisniewski. This is where the 67's need to take advantage. The power play has been huge for them.
3 for 3 in last night's game. During the regular season, they were just 1 for 8 against the Whalers in their 2 losses. So they were outstanding against the Toronto St. Michael's Majors. They were 6 for 18 with a man advantage in the Eastern Conference Final. Here, there's 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first period. Second power play opportunity for Ottawa. Joe Talbot, the captain, hits it over to Jonathan Zion. In deep. Whalers trying to get it out. Luke Sellers at the point. He'll keep it in. His shot goes wide. Rodney Bauman up there as well. Sozanoff out in front of the net. He'll go behind the net, pick up the puck, send it out in front. Damian Surma is there, dangerous. Open the scoring with a short-handed goal. They've got the speedy Carl Stewart out there as well. And the big boy on defense, Usternov. Kanafka throws it at the net. Zepp jumps on the rebound, and he'll hang on to it.
The Whalers are doing a nice job, down ice pressure on the 67s. The 67s seem to be a little bit tentative. They're not coming out of their zone with a lot of speed. They're allowing the Plymouth forwards getting down on the plate, created some opportunities, but when the 67s do get it in the zone, the idea is to just get it to the net. Rob Zepp needs to be solid. Zion, the quarterback of this team, gets it down to Kanopka, just throwing it out front of the net. Galbraith is there, and Galbraith has 7 power play goals, so he's huge in the power play for this team.
Each goalie has faced 5 shots to this point. 1 minute to go in the man advantage for the 67s, who trail by 2. Galbraith going into the corner, looking for that loose puck. He'll come up with it. Number 71, back up top, Brendan Bell. Back to Galbraith. He takes a hit from Robichaud. Comes up with the puck, gets it back to Bell. He'll try and throw it on the net. That was blocked. And a good job by the Whalers now as they get it out, and it's Carl Stewart.
Ottawa did a nice job in the corner, gaining control. They get 3 guys in the puck. That's exactly what you have to do on the power play. Gain control, spread it out. But if you don't have the puck, then they're useless out there. That's why 3 guys are so important to gain that control in the offensive zone.
Down to 16 seconds left in this man advantage. Miguel DeLille thrown in around behind net. And then Kanopka is there, being worked on by Jarrett. Kanopka behind the net. Ustinov has him tied up. The puck comes loose, and Jarrett, number 2, will try and bring it out, and does. Penalty is over. Wisniewski's out of the penalty box and has the puck. And it's a 2-line pass. Ruled offside. Today's top scorer is brought to you by CGC, manufacturers of sheetrock drywall products.
The Ottawa 67s have terrific leaders with a lot of experience. Galbraith leads the pack with 26 points. Wonderful night last night with 4 points, a goal and 3 assists. This Plymouth team without Stephen Weiss, 21 points. Kirka, Wiseman, LaRose, these guys are all filling in the spot. LaRose has scored already, along with Surma.
Lance Galbraith, one of the heart and soul guys on this Ottawa 67s team, a 5th-year player. Had a tryout with the Toronto Maple Leafs, was at camp, was pretty impressive. Almost made the AHL affiliate, but he's here in Ottawa.
Two things we're famous for. It's hockey and the best parties in Canada. Show the world what we're made of. Get in the play on and off the ice and break away in May. Call now for event information. Break away, break away, break away
in May. Looking forward to that, as Regina was the place that both these teams want to go. The 67s have a 1-game-to-none lead in this series, but it's the Whalers who have a 2-0 lead here in the first period with 1:32 to go. Robichaud back behind his own net. Here's Damian Surma. Ryan O'Keefe, who played with the Barrie Colts last year but did not play in the postseason. Did not get to play in the Memorial Cup as he was suspended. Turka moving in with Wiseman now. Wiseman still has it, throws it across in a high pass, and Turka couldn't bat that one out of the air. Has the puck now. Turka circling, trying to get some space. Throws it down low, and Albiani picks it off and gets it out. Less than a minute to go in the first period.
Nice play there by Wiseman, trying to flip the puck over Van Hoof as he was sliding across the ice. Unfortunately, the other player doesn't have a lacrosse stick in his hand to knock it down.
Here's Wiseman again. He's got Rob McBride this time, and Preston Mitzi, and the puck comes right out in front, and Seamus Kotick is there. He'll hang on with McBride and Mitzi right on the doorstep. Coming up in our first intermission, We'll have a chance to talk to one of the stars of the Plymouth Whalers. That is Chris Minarski, who's a draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll also get a Sports Central update. And, of course, we'll get you up to date on what's happening in the CHL with our CHL Extra. And, of course, the ever-popular iTech play of the period. Here is a look at Chris Minarski. 2 assists last night. And another good start for his team here in Game 2. They had a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes last night. To Luke Sellers. Trying to get it out, can't do it. Cole Jarrett will keep it in. Sellers with another chance to get it out, and this time he does. 30 seconds to go in the period. A race for the puck, and Oosterdahl will get there first. And it's going to be icing against the 67's. And John, you wonder about the fatigue factor. We talked about it a little bit for the 67's, having to come back in such an emotional game last night, and then the short turnaround.
Well, it looks like the Plymouth Whalers have come out, had a strong first period because they've been in the offensive zone all day long. The Ottawa team does look a little tired. They've turned the puck over a couple times early, and it's going to be tough. They're going to be taking a lot of face-offs in the defensive zone. Konopka is going to be huge to win a lot of draws if they're going to be successful.
Each team has taken only 5 shots in this first period. Whalers with a 2-0 lead. Preston Mitzi against Zenon Konopka for this draw in the Ottawa zone. 24 seconds left in the first period. Joe Talbot kind of backhanded out. Mitzi just sends it back in. Carl Stewart is there. McBride heading for the net. Stewart gets knocked down. 10 seconds to go as the 67's will get it out. Here is Joe Talbot. Chance for one last shot. Talbot moving in, and he is cut off. And so far in this series, the Plymouth Whalers have owned the first period, and just like last night, they have a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes. A shorthanded goal and a power play goal. The story here in Plymouth. The Whalers up by...
The MasterCard Memorial Cup is full of activities for everyone. 9 days of family fun from pancakes to pucks to parades. Breakaway in May. Call now for event information. Breakaway in May.
All these players are in the NHL right now. We want to know where they got their start in the Canadian Hockey League. We'll reveal that in just a moment. Right now, it's a pleasure to welcome Chris Minarski of the Plymouth Whalers. And Chris, same thing happened last night, a 2-0 lead, a great start for you guys, so important.
Yeah, yesterday we got off to a quick start. Tonight we got off to a quick start. We just got to come prepared in the second. Can't give them any chances. Just keep getting the puck deep, hitting their D, and just battling real hard.
What's it like to have such a short turnaround? You played last night, then you have to play this afternoon. How does that change your routine?
It just happens quicker. You just got to get rest, drink plenty of fluids, eat right. There's really not much you can do.
Draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. What have the Leafs told you about your game and what you have to do to take it to the NHL level?
Just keep playing hard, use my size to my advantage, drive the D wide, crash the net, be a little bit more dirtier, and just play hard.
Chris, congratulations on this first period. Good luck in the rest of the series and perhaps the Memorial Cup.
Thank you.
Chris Minarski of the Plymouth Whalers. Hey, these guys are in the NHL, but where did they start? Shane Doan, Fred Brathwaite, and Pierre Turgeon, all stars in the Canadian Hockey League. We'll be back with more from Plymouth after this.
I am what hockey has been waiting for. Every shot is a shot at the big time. One shot closer to becoming one of the greatest players and greatest names of the most incredible game in the world. What's your dream?
With Kodak Picture Maker, I can blow this up to an 8x10. Wow, that's great. Crop in a little here, red eye out. What a cute couple. I like this guy. Oh, it's him. We both made the same picture.
Kodak Kodak Picture Maker makes any size reprints easy. No negatives or experience necessary. Call for the Kodak Picture Maker nearest you.
Right now is the perfect time to replace your vehicle's worn struts. For a limited time only, get quality new UAP Napa McPherson struts for just $84.95. Enjoy a smooth, safe ride for only $84.95. Available at participating Auto Pro repair centers.
We're here with Mark Recchi, the Iron Man, one of the best to ever lace up a pair of, whoa, new CCM 1152 custom tacks. Those puppies hug your feet. With form-intensive technology, they're tailored to your weight and your ice time with the foot wrapping thing and the molding thing. Can I try them on? No. Just one.
The new CCM tack series. If the skate fits, wear it. Autograph?
Toyota CHL Extra, brought to you by Toyota Canada and its dealers.
Let's get you caught up on the other championship series. Start with the Quebec League, the President Cup final. Val-d'Or beat Acadie Bathurst in Game 1. Simon Gamache the story, 2 goals and 3 assists. And then in Game 2, a 7-2 victory. Gamache comes up with 3 goals and 2 assists. This series will now shift to New Brunswick for Game 3. In the Western League, well, it's Red Deer, the #1 team in the CHL. They take Game 1 despite being outshot 28-17. Game 2, another close game. The Rebels had a 4-0 lead in the third. They hang on for the victory. The series shifts to Portland for Wednesday. Rebels lead 2-0. The OHL handed out some hardware. The Red Tillotson Trophy for most outstanding player goes to Brad Boyes of the Erie Otters. 90 points in 59 games. He's a first-round draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Goaltender of the year, Craig Anderson of the Guelph Storm. The 19-year-old won 30 games and had a goals against under 3. Max Kaminsky Trophy goes to the Defenseman of the Year, and it's Alexei Semenov of the Sudbury Wolves. The 20-year-old from Russia had a second-round draft pick of the Edmonton Oilers. The Coach of the Year, Matt Layden Trophy, goes to the Erie Otters' Dave McQueen. The 42-year-old native of Woodstock, Ontario, had a league-best 45 wins this year. The Overage Player of the Year, the Leo Lalonde Memorial Trophy, Randy Rowe. The 20-year-old becomes the 3rd Belleville Bull to win this trophy at 102 points this season. Most sportsmanlike player of the year, Brad Boyes gets his 2nd award, just 42 penalty minutes in 59 games. And the Face-Off Award, Derek McKenzie of the Sudbury Wolves, the 19-year-old captain and Sudbury native, won 67% of the draws he took this season. The rookie, Chad LaRose, a power play goal, has given the Whalers a 2-0 lead as we get set for the second period.
Ever been stranded with a dead battery or caught unprepared by a power outage? With the Prestone Jump It, you'll always be prepared. The Jump It not only jump-starts dead car and boat batteries, but with its built-in 12-volt DC power outlet, the Jump It becomes your portable power source, around the house or in the middle of nowhere. The Prestone Jump It can help make an emergency situation safer or a recreational one more fun. Get reliable portable power when and where you want it with the Prestone Jump It. Prestone, more than just antifreeze.
Why buy vitamin D when the sun's giving it away for free? Accept it. You belong outside.
Soft spiked shoes, $120. Ball marker, $2. Putter, $280. No goalie, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted everywhere from rinks to links.
If your brakes are worn out, it's time to stop by your local Auto Pro Repair Center. For a limited time, save 25% on high-quality UAP Napa brake pads at your participating Auto Pro Repair Center.
Don't miss this chance to drive in 100% security for 25% less.
Over there!
And a safe, flat country everywhere.
In the 1890s, a wave of European immigrants arrived on the Canadian prairies. Eat. It's good.
Anna, is it baby? You all right?
Janek, Mrs. Kova, she has toilet paper on the roof.
One day we have toilet paper also.
Many built their first house from the same earth that would grow their bread. They called it a soddy.
Time now for the play of the period, brought to you by iTech, your total hockey resource center. The Ottawa 67's with the man advantage, a giveaway, and Damian Surma capitalizes on it. His 6th goal of the postseason, a shorthanded marker, made it 1-0. It's now 2-0 for the Whalers after 20 minutes of hockey. It's our iTech play of the period. The second period is straight ahead here on Sportsnet.
I brought the sprinkler. We got the grass seed. I got the rake. Hey guys, I got everything we need.
Home hardware dealers have always been a little different. Full of great ideas and good advice, they're always ready to help with any lawn and garden project.
Who brought the putters?
Home hardware. Help is close to home.
Dad is home.
The minute you walked in the joint,
Fishing rods for all my friends.
you were a man of distinction. A real big spender. Big spender.
It's amazing what you can do with Canadian Tire now. And now there's a way to get 20% more. Use a Canadian Tire credit card in-store. Buy yourself something nice.
Sportsnet CHL Hockey is presented in part by Canadian Tire, still the right place, and by Dodge, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey.
There's a young man with his playoff face, missing a tooth, got the towel going here in Plymouth, Michigan, as he tries to cheer on his team that has scored 2 goals in this first period. We take a look at the first period summary, brought to you by Aruba, a memory forever. Shorthanded goal, power play goal. But John Druce, we have been in this position before. It was 2-0 for Plymouth last night after 20 minutes.
We saw the same thing last night, and this Ottawa 67 came back with a lot of heart and a lot of grit. I don't know if they can do it again tonight, but if they can, it'd be great for Brian Kilrea's team. This Plymouth team, when they're leading after the first period, 27-0. When leading after 2, 38-0. So we'll see how they come out of the second period. If they do come out of the second period, it looks like the odds are for them to win this game.
That was during the regular season. Of course, in the playoffs, everything goes out the window, and so do those kind of statistics, as the Whalers had the lead after 20 and ended up losing 6-3. They'll try and change that around, and one way to do it, John, is to stay out of the penalty box, and that's what they got into the trouble in the second period, and the 67s certainly made them pay. Second period underway. Ryan O'Keefe hits it up to Chris Bernarski, and a nice chat with him. He takes the first shot, and Zenon Konopka makes the save. Seamus Kotick has been here before in 1999. It was the goalkeeper who helped defeat the Calgary Hitmen to win the Memorial Cup. Kotick, one of the veterans of this team, one of 8 guys who have Memorial Cup rings. And he's going to be counted on during the regular season. He certainly was, as he won 24 games. He has won 13 here in the postseason.
I think he brings a lot of composure into this game. He's been through this before. He says he's got this nervous anxiety, but I think he said he's very confident with himself the way he's playing. Doesn't take the pressure as badly as he used to, or as hard on himself as he used to.
That veteran experience certainly helps, and it helped last night as his team was down 2-0 and battled back to win the game. At the blue line, Kirka going after it. Picked off, and here's another one of those giveaways that hurt the 67s in the first period. Kirka moving in, centering pass, looking for Chad Wiseman. Couldn't get the shot away. Keeps it in, though. Kirka quick to the puck, and then he gets flattened by Jeremy Van Hoef, but he's getting up slowly. Van Hoef has it again. Trying to get it out. Surma will keep it in. Bouncing puck to the blue line, and here comes Lance Galbraith. Got some speed. Galbraith drops it off. Quick shot. Trevor Sanny let it go. Galbraith looking for the rebound. Ryan O'Keefe has him tied up. And then Galbraith gets absolutely flattened by Damian Surma. And that brings a rise from the crowd. As we mentioned, Lance Galbraith, probably public enemy #1 here in Plymouth, Michigan. 18:45 to go here in the second period. Zion lets it go, and that one didn't miss by much as it went outside corner. And the 67s looking for their first goal of this game. LaRose brings it in with Surma, the 2 goal scorers for the Whalers. Surma for LaRose. Here's LaRose. Backhand. Scores! The rookie has done it again. Chad LaRose with his second goal of the afternoon. And the Plymouth Whalers have opened up a 3-0 lead.
This Plymouth Whaler team has come out exactly how they have to today. They're getting the pressure on the Ottawa team, getting in on the puck, and creating turnovers left and right. And that's exactly what happened there. Chad LaRose, Damian Surma. They enter in the rest. It's a little chip pass to the middle. It doesn't get really goes to anybody. Surma recovers his own little chip. Very patient, throws it to LaRose, but LaRose has patience and puts it on his backhand behind Kodak. That was a nice little play by the patience by Surma getting it to the slot. Nobody picked up LaRose in the slot. Little miscommunication when that puck was flipped up. The Ottawa defensive players didn't read and take the one player that they had to. They were all both caught in the middle.
Just a minute 35 into the second period. LaRose has his second goal, 3rd goal of this OHL Championship Series. He is the leading rookie point getter in the postseason. Mitzi, long shot. He'll keep it in. The Whalers with the confidence now in a 3-0 lead. Rob Zepp leaves it behind the net. Big Oosterdahl. Libor Oosterdahl will get it up to Rob McBride, and McBride will get it down the ice. And a penalty coming up, and exactly what the 67s don't need is they're going to be shorthanded for the first time in this period.
Adam Chapman's going to the penalty box. Got his stick up on Mitzi at center ice and pulled him down. Mitzi helped it a little, I think. He took a little bit of a dive, made sure the ref could see what happened. Skating back through the middle of the ice. Chapman just touches Mitzi and he goes down hard. He really didn't do much to pull him down on the hook.
The 3rd power play opportunity for the Plymouth Whalers in this hockey game, 1 for 2. And it was Chad LaRose who got the power play goal in that first period. Back the other way. Miguel DeLille, shorthanded, long shot. That one missed the target. Kirka, Surma, and Wiseman up front. Winooski and Jarrett are on the blue line for the Whalers. Konopka and DeLille up front. Van Hoef and Zion on the blue line. Here is Surma. Sends it in around behind the net. Kirka gives it back to Damian Surma. Back up top. Winooski over to Cole Jarrett. Throws it on the net. That one missed the target. Whalers with control. Thomas Kirka. Back up top. Cole Jarrett. Winooski loves that one-time shot. Scores! Chad Wiseman was in front. May have got a piece of it. It's a power play goal for the Plymouth Whalers, who are now up 4-0.
It's the same thing as we saw at the earlier goal that the Plymouth Whalers scored. DDD pass, get the puck to the net on the power play. That seems to be their bread and butter today. Wisniewski's getting that puck on net whenever he can. Works from one side of the ice. He's spread out the penalty killers, D to D. They put it on net. They move it side to side so well. What it does is spreads their penalty killers right out. Wiseman was out front there and put a little stick on it, got a chip, tipped it between the legs of Seamus Kotick.
2 power play goals last night for the Plymouth Whalers. They have 2 power play goals this afternoon. They go on with an even strength goal and a shorthanded goal, and they have opened up a 4-0 lead. And a change in goal for the Ottawa 67's. And the rookie, John Ceci, is going to get a little baptism by fire here as he is going to take over for Seamus Kotick.
Played 22 games in the regular season, 9 wins, 3.19 goals against average. Ceci is going to get a little test here to see how he can perform in the playoffs. It's still early in the game. Brian Kilray trying to do something to get his troops turned around.
Osterdahl will send it the length of the ice. And as Luke Sellers touches it, that's going to be icing against the Whalers.
It's got to be tough on Ceci coming into this game, especially in a Ontario Hockey League Finals game, where it's such an important game. Kotick has been their main man. You can tell that he's very disappointed. He's the guy that they look to carry this team. 4 goals early in this game on him. It's just not what he was looking for. He really needed to stand up big, help his team, give him a chance to win. It's got to be very disappointing for him.
5th round pick of the Boston Bruins in 1999. Kotick had 2 shutouts in the Eastern Conference Final against Toronto St. Michael's, but he is on the bench now. Wiseman gets the power play goal that chased him from the game. Wisniewski and Jarrett picking up the assists. At 3:03 of the second period. '67's trying to get back into this hockey game. Moyer lets the shot go. Zepp the save. Rebound from McGrath, and Zepp is there again. Shots on goal now 8-6 in favor of the Whalers. Rodman up to McGrath. Has to wait for Moyer to get onside. Takes a hit from Carl Stewart. He does send it in, and it's still offside.
They're trying to get the puck in deep on this Plymouth Whaler team. And they're trying to create a lot of offense from trying to take the body. Plymouth has come out very strong. They have a lot of energy. It looks like the Ottawa 67's have 1 man in. They don't have a good support when they do get the chance to get on the puck. Not gaining any control.
Take a look at our top prospect, brought to you by MasterCard, the official card and payment system of the Canadian Hockey League. And Stephen Weiss not in the lineup for the Plymouth Whalers, but he is in our booth right now. And there's Stephen, I'm sure you would rather be on the ice than sitting here talking with us. First of all, how are you feeling?
Not too bad right now. Took a bit of a bad hit last night, but you know, just going to get a rest tonight and be back for game 3.
More hitting as Damien Surma goes down. Now, what do you remember from that hit? Sometimes with concussions, you really lose it. We'll talk about that in a second as Bauman lets it go. Zepp hangs on. Got hit by Jeremy Van Hoek. You stayed in the game. You tried to play. How did you feel?
I didn't feel too good at all. I had a little bit of tunnel vision and wasn't seeing things too well out on the ice. And finished the period and thought it would be best if I didn't come back. And you know, today rode the bike a bit and didn't feel that great, and you know, there's no need to rush it this time of the year, and I don't think we play again until Thursday, so I'll have some rest and I'll be back for that game.
Is that the plan, that you'll be back for game 4 in Ottawa on Thursday?
Definitely. You know, no need to rush it tonight and you know, maybe get another knock, but I'll be back for next game for sure.
Certainly, you've got to be happy with the way the team has come out, especially in the second period.
Yeah, they've come out hard tonight. I was in the room earlier, and the mood was great. The boys are ready to go, and hopefully they can just keep going.
Chad, in your mind, what is the one thing that your team has to do to get on top of this potent defensive pairings that the Ottawa 67's do? What's the thing that you guys need to do to beat this team?
I think we got to get the puck in deep. You know, they're very mobile, and you know, they're good skaters and good puck handlers, so we got to get in behind them and bang them in the corners and take pucks to the net, and we're doing that so far tonight.
Stephen, you know, I know your focus is certainly on this OHL championship, but something big's going to happen to you in June. The NHL draft, you come in as the third-ranked player in Central Scouting. What are your thoughts on that?
It's obviously a great thrill to be ranked that high, but you know, at the same time, it doesn't do too much. You know, my focus right now is on this series and going to the Memorial Cup, and you know, the further we go, the more it's going to help myself. So hopefully, just get back in the lineup as soon as possible, and we'll see how things go from there.
Now, also, I guess, helping you guys, you come back for Game 4, and you're also going to get your captain back, Jared Newman, and that's got to be a big boost as well. Yeah.
You know, anytime you lose a leader like Jared, it's tough on the team, and you know, he'll be back for Game 4, and we're going to be very happy to have him back, and he's a big part of our team.
Stephen Weiss not in the lineup tonight, suffering from a concussion-like symptoms in the first period of Game 1. 21 points in the postseason. And certainly the sting of that eased by the fact that his team is up 4-0 with just over 15 minutes to go here in the second period. Chris Benarski hauls down Konopka. Kenan Konopka and Chris Benarski continue to battle for that puck along the boards. Puck still loose. Miguel DeLille has it now, sends it in around behind the net. Konopka there. Benarski watching him, centers it out in front. Puck is loose. Zepp trying to get it, and he couldn't do it. Konopka keeps it alive. 67's refusing to give up. But finally, it's sent down the ice. Tichy will play it over to Jonathan Zion. Well, Stephen, we wish you the best of luck. Certainly look forward for you to get back into the lineup in Game 4, and we appreciate you joining us here. The best of luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
Stephen Weiss of the Plymouth Whalers has been our guest, and he hopes to get back in Game 4. That is Thursday in Ottawa. Right now, there's just over 14 minutes to go. Here comes Miguel DeLille. He's got Galbraith with him. Centers it out in front. And Galbraith plows into Rob Zepp, and the net comes off the moorings, and then the gathering. Galbraith going hard to the net. It's the Whalers who have a 4-0 lead here in the second period.
I am what hockey has been waiting for. Every shot is a shot at the big time. One shot closer to becoming one of the greatest players and greatest names of the most incredible game in the world. What's your dream?
In the world of compact pickups, only one truck can have the most available power. Only one can offer the most towing. Only one has the biggest standard bed. Only one offers the longest wheelbase. The interesting thing is that all these superlatives can be found on only one truck, Dodge Dakota. Introducing 5-star protection. It's peace of mind that comes with all 2001 Dodge Dakotas. Dodge Dakota, difference.
You want all the latest in sports news? Then just log on to ctvsportsnet.ca. Sign up today and we'll get all the e-news you need. Essential email every morning delivered right to your computer. Time now to take a look at the OHL Plus Minus leaders, brought to you by Auto Pro Mechanical and Collision, the largest network of automotive professionals.
This Ottawa team plus 10. These guys are doing a terrific job throughout the playoffs, but they're having a tough night tonight. It doesn't help their plus minus ratings. Also with the Plymouth team, they have a lot of offensive talent. They're doing a terrific job in the playoffs. And tonight they're showing it. They're putting the puck in the net. They're not having anything against. Last night they had a tough night.
After that last play, Lance Galbraith plowing into Rob Zepp. He sent to the penalty box for goaltender interference. Chris Benarski is also in the box. He's got 2 minutes for slashing. So offsetting minor penalties. We will play 5-on-5. It's got 13 minutes, 47 seconds to go here in the second period, dominated by the Plymouth Whalers. They have 2 power play goals to go along with a shorthand goal and an even strength goal and a 4-0 lead. 4th-ranked team in the CHL. And they have that speed, and they're showing it here. Look at Chad Wiseman moving in. Wiseman with a shot. See the save. So a good test for the rookie. And John Cece passes that one. Shots on goal even to this point at 9 apiece. And that's whistled down on the offside. A tough spot, John, for the rookie to come in, especially having a guy like Chad Wiseman fly in.
Well, with these players flying the way they are today, Wiseman has a lot of speed, makes a nice move. But Cece just was patient, didn't try to do too much. I think when a goalie comes in, they try to react too much. They get a little bit of nerves and jitters, but he looked pretty calm in that play. Wiseman didn't get a lot of wood on it, but he needs to stand up solid because this Plymouth team's probably not going to stop here. They're going to want to try to keep continuing to put the pressure on Ottawa.
Cece he's got the size, but his equipment probably weighs more than he does. He's 6 feet tall, weighs in at 155 pounds.
Well, when you're young the way these players are, they've yet to develop and fill out their bodies. I'm sure he'll fill out a little bit more in the next couple of years.
His team down 4-0, and the Whalers, Chad LaRose moving in. He's got 2 goals. There's a shot, and he just missed the outside. LaRose, another one of that young crop of Whalers, has been outstanding, especially in this game. He has 2. Kozanov trying to get a shot away, didn't get good wood on it. And Casey Bridgestone gets it back, uses the glass, and gets it out. Ryan Rodney, he is stopped, and here comes Chris Benarski. He's got LaRose with him. Benarski moving in, still has it. Benarski hanging on, trying to center it out in front. And it's picked off there by Carter Trebasani, who gets it out to center. 12 and a half minutes to go here in the second period. The water bottle has come off the top of the net and is sitting there, and John Cece is a little tied up in the net there, and he was trying to get a stoppage as his pad became entangled with the post there.
The water bottle came flying off the net. He looked at that, and then he looked down to see if he could put the net back on its moorings. He was having the hardest time. Benarski held onto the puck and held onto the puck, and the Ottawa defender did a nice job sliding, take away any passing lines. Cece's trying to fix the net there, just couldn't get it back on its moorings.
Trying to signal the referee that I need a stoppage, and he finally did get it. Well, John Cece, the second-round pick in the supplemental Bantam draft last year. He went 32nd overall. He is on in replace of the veteran Seamus Kotick. He was given up 4 goals. Kotick blew about 2 last night in the first period, and then 1 in the second, and then shut the door on the Whalers the rest of the way in a 6-3 victory in Game 1. McBride up there with Preston Mitzi, and it's Jonathan Zion who comes up with the puck, and he'll start out. He's got some speed, trying to get around the speedy Stewart. He does that. Moyer's out in front, and the pass coming back, and we have got a whistle, and it looks like the Plymouth Whalers may have too many men on the ice. Or was it the 67's? The referee making the call at Spada. And everything seems to be going wrong for the 67's this afternoon, as they indeed are going to be shorthanded again. And this time get caught with too many men on the ice.
They overcame so much adversity yesterday when they were down early. It just seems like things are falling apart for them today. They look tired. They look like they played during the regular season. It just doesn't seem to be the same team as we saw yesterday playing.
4th power play opportunity for the Whalers. They are 2 for 3 so far. Chad LaRose and Chad Wiseman each have power play goals. The Whalers showing this afternoon why they're their 4th ranked team in the Canadian Hockey League. That play whistled down on the offside, but they showing the jump that everyone expected. And they had to do that. Going down 2-0 to the 67's going back to Ottawa would have been just devastating for a team that could be a little bit fragile after losing here in home ice Game 7 against Barrie last year.
They don't want to give this team any advantage. It's very important that they win this game today, go into Ottawa, and take advantage of anything they can in Ottawa.
And we heard an interview with Stephen Weiss. He expects to be back for Game 4. And they also have their captain, Jared Newman, suspended in round 2 against the Windsor Spitfires for a hit on Steve Ott. Given an 8-game suspension. Always Newski. I'll bring it out. 1:20 to go in the man advantage. Here's Damian Surma. He has a goal. Started things off with a shorthanded goal. Thomas Kirkham spins, gets it back to Cole Jarrett. Wisniewski loves that one-time shot. That one, though, high off the glass. Back to Jarrett. He'll give it to Wisniewski again. Another shot. This one misses the target. 58 seconds to go in the man advantage. Jarrett this time takes his own shot. And CC makes the save. Another shot from Surma. That came close. Will the 67s come away? Short-handed. DeLille throws it in. Brendan Bell is there to pick it off. He'll send it deep out there with Konopka. But it's Chad Wiseman who wrestles him for the puck and gives it to Thomas Kirkham. To Cole Jarrett, the defenseman, joins the rush. He and Van Hook collide. Puck comes loose. And again, look at the speed of the captain, Joe Talbot. Centering it out in front. Zion can't get the shot away. Bodies flying. And the Whalers do get it out. 15 seconds to go in the man advantage. Great job of penalty killing here by the Ottawa 67. Here's another chance for Talbot. Walks in, winds, fires a shot, scores! Short-handed goal for the captain of the Ottawa 67s, and they're on the board.
The leaders of this Ottawa 67 team, Jonathan Zion, Lance Galbraith, Joe Talbot, had stood up so well during this penalty-killing shift. They didn't give this Plymouth team any chance to set up in the offensive zone, and then they turn the puck over, and Talbot fires a beautiful shot far side. Robbie Zepp didn't come out and get anything on it. I think Joe Talbot just powered it by him. Zepp didn't have a chance.
Talbot with his first goal of this series, but 5th point. 9th goal of the postseason. He had 4 assists in game 1. And here he gets his first goal against the Whalers in the OHL championship, and it gets his team back into it.
The leaders took over yesterday. They're doing it again today. 4-1 now. They've got a long hill to climb, but they've got a battle to get over this hump.
Penalty is over. Teams at even strength. 9 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the second period. 67's on the board. They still trail, though, by 3. Galbraith and Van Hook get the assists at 10-13. Lance Galbraith continues to rack up the points. Whalers trying to restore that lead. Mitzi throws it towards the net. They'll keep it in. Carl Stewart and Rob McBride after the puck out there with Preston Mitzi. Stewart, he's tied up by Zenon Konopka. And Ceci trying to grab the puck. It's still loose. Bodies flying everywhere as the Whalers keep the pressure on. Mitzi throws it in behind the net. Carl Stewart is there. Being watched closely. Gets it to Rob McBride. McBride trying to get loose. They'll go on the near side. Good job cycling the puck down low by this line. Trevisani hits Mitzi. They'll battle hard for the puck. Trevisani goes down. Albiani takes Stewart, but Mitzi keeps it in. Here's Preston Mitzi trying to work his way towards the net. And finally, the 67s will relieve the pressure and send it down the ice. And back to touch it will be Nate Kaiser in the icing against Ottawa. It's 4-1 here as the captain, Joe Talbot, trying to lead his team back. Plymouth, Michigan.
Action from Finishes has a unique combination of slots and holes, eliminating both long and short hairs at the stroke of a hand. It's waterproof, so it rinses clean. virtually effortless shave. It saves energy for other things. The new Quadra Action from Finishes.
Early edition of Sports Central follows us here in Plymouth, Michigan. RJ Broadhead on the desk, 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 in the Mountain, 3 in the Pacific, and 6:30 in the West and Pacific. And then the primetime edition of Sports Central, those two characters, Jamie Campbell, Mike Toth on the desk. Get you caught up in what happened in the world of sports. Here, there's 8 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the second period. The Ottawa 67's trail by 3 goals as John Ciciu has replaced Seamus Kotick. Will hang on to it. 7-5 shots on goal in this second period favor the home team Whalers.
This Plymouth Whaler team had an outstanding season. They were so far apart when you compare them to the Ottawa 67's. But when they've come into this playoffs, everything seems to be so comparable. Both teams are so close. Goals against average, goals for, goals against. This Ottawa team has really surprised people coming into this, making it to this OHL finals.
Team that in 1999 got in as they were the host. They were beaten by Belleville in the first round. Well, they returned that favor this year as they knocked out the number 9 ranked Belleville Bulls. Here they're down by 3. Shot on Zepp. He gets a piece of it, and Chad LaRose, who has had a strong game, starts out. 2 goals for the rookie, number 17, out there with Chris Benarski. Gritstone in front of the net. LaRose trying to get it to him. Tied up by Brendan Bell. 67th with a chance to get it out and do. Russ Moyer has it hop over his stick. Ryan O'Keefe will send it back out. A little mix up as Ceci caught out. Here's Bernarski in by himself. Bernarski hanging onto it. Centers out in front. Robichaud can't get the shot away. 67's almost got caught there. Here's Moyer on a 2-on-1 to Sellers. Talbot following up. Couldn't get the shot away as Kaiser blocked that. Talbot has it again. Joe Talbot, the captain. Up top, that pass intended for Sellers, picked off by Wiseman, and he's in all by himself. Chad Wiseman in by himself, takes a shot. Ceci the save. He'll get the rebound and hang on to it. But John Ceci is going to see Chad Wiseman in his dreams tonight, as Wiseman has had a couple of great scoring opportunities.
The Ottawa defense jumped up in the play on 2 separate rushes there, but it hurt them when Sellers pinched up in that last one, and Wiseman took advantage, but Ceci came up huge. Luke Sellers is nursing an abdomen injury, and he went down on the play. When it got chipped by him here, you can tell that it really bothered him. Wiseman just got on his horse and drove hard. Ceci played this really nice. Came out far, cut down the angle. Wiseman tried to put it through him.
Wiseman, a draft pick of the San Jose Sharks, went in the 8th round last year. And he has got some speed, but twice he has been stopped by the rookie John Ceci. 6:23 to go here in the second period. Here's another chance. Surma with a shot. Ceci again comes up big. The Whalers looking for that 5th goal. Surma looking for his 2nd goal of the hockey game. Loose in front. This time Lance Galbraith will come away with it. They'll get it out. Joe Talbot chopping at it. And a big collision as Wisniewski and Galbraith collide. Jeremy Van Hook back to touch it, and that is going to be an icing call. Jonathan Ceci holding the fort for the 67s, who still trail by 3.
With Kodak Picture Maker, I can blow this up to an 8x10. Wow, that's great. Crop in a little here. Red eye out. What a cute couple. I like this guy. Oh, it's him. We both made the same picture.
Kodak Picture Maker makes any size reprints easy. No negatives or experience necessary. Call for the Kodak Picture Maker nearest you.
But enough about fun and laughter. Guys, let's not forget there's a lot of hard thinking that goes into every bottle of this stuff. Let me explain. You see, most beers are split between those which are full-bodied and those which are easy to drink. Molson Export's different. It may have depth of taste, but it also goes down easy. It's all about balance.
Sorry I'm late, guys. Hey, women's buttocks.
Yeah, good eye.
Yeah. Forget it.
Right now is the perfect time to replace your vehicle's worn struts. For a limited time only, get quality new UAP Napa McPherson struts for just $84.95. Enjoy a smooth, safe ride for only $84.95. Available at participating Auto Pro repair centers.
This is what it's all about in the Canadian Hockey League, the Memorial Cup, which begins in Regina, Saskatchewan, here on Sportsnet May 19th. And you can see the faces of the Ottawa 67's, some marks on their faces. That is all by design, and it all started here March 3rd. Zenon Konopka thought the team needed a lift, so he said, guys, hey, we're in a war. They put one stripe under each player's eye and said, let's go to battle. And they've kept it going, so now they wear 4 stripes on their faces, 1 for each playoff series. They want to have 5. That means they're in the Memorial Cup. And even the owner, Jeff Hunt, has got his face all painted up. But so far, nothing's working. They're down 4-1 in this game. Preston Mitchell trying to center it out in front. Being watched. Albiani has him all tied up. Still fighting through, back to the point. Oosterdahl with a shot, blocked before he could get through. McBride with a shot, rebound for Carl Stewart, and he missed from a tough angle. McBride will send it in. Carl Stewart, talked about him, the speediest of the Plymouth Whalers. Where's number 6? Sebastian Savage trying to get a shot away, does a weak one. Zepp sends that into the corner. Bodies continue to fly as Joel Cole Jarrett. Albiani into the boards. Brian Rodney now trying to get away from Stewart. He's knocked down. Savage puts it up the middle. Here comes McGrath along with Moyer. Centering pass. McGrath shoots, and Zepp comes up big. There's Brett McGrath, robbed by Rob Zepp. Preston Mitzi back the other way. He is turned around, flips it to an open corner. Fans here at the CompuWare Sports Arena chanting the name of Rob Zepp as John Ceci jumps on the puck and hangs onto it. So both goaltenders, John, have come up big here.
Well, they've had to come up big. The game's opened up quite a bit. This last couple shifts, Ottawa's had a couple chances. Nice play by Moyer. Just a nifty little flip pass over to the center. McGrath made a move, but Zepp played him really strong. Stayed square of the center of the net, went down the butterfly, made a nice save on the play. Earlier on, Ceci made a nice save. Stewart spun around, and Ceci got a stick on it, just diving across. They chipped it off, it hit the post, kept that out of the net, but Ceci's come up big since he's been put into this hot ball of fire against the Plymouth Whalers.
Whalers got just 5 shots in the first period, and they've gotten 11 so far in the second. And they've outshot Ottawa 11-6 in the second frame, looking for more. Damon Surma couldn't get the shot away. Back the other way. And Robichaud takes Talbot. Zion carries on. He takes the shot. And that one ends up as a souvenir. And Ryan O'Keefe and Vadim Sozanov doing a little pushing and shoving. And good news for the 67's is Luke Sellers, who's banged up, is back out.
Luke is nursing an abdomen injury. I spoke with him earlier today. He said he's been nursing it for about 4 months. They thought it was a groin injury, but now they realize it's an abdomen tear. They say that it's not going to get any worse, but he has to learn to play through a lot of the pain, and he said he's kind of learning to deal with it. But once his season's over, they're going to go to Montreal, and he's going to have surgery on it.
Saw him last night throw a hip check, and that might have really aggravated it. He was skating slowly after that, but did manage to score a goal, so it didn't hurt that much.
Early on in the game last night, he looked fine. Then he did take that one hit, and then that earlier on in this game, he looked fine. And he went down on the one play, and I think once it gets irritated during the game, then that's when it really starts to bother him.
These teams will have some rest as game 3 in the series is not until Thursday in Ottawa. They'll play back-to-back games in the nation's capital. Joe Talbot has the only goal. There's a kick in by Sozanov. The referee says it's good. Oh my! Vadim Sozanov. I thought that goal would be waved off.
If this goal counts, I think the Ottawa 67's may have gotten away with a little bit of one. Sozanov definitely made a kicking action towards that puck.
Greg Spada said it was a goal. Now, Ian Smith, Ryan O'Neill, the linesmen, are going to come over and confer.
Talbot came up the boards, threw it to the net. Sozanov is battling out front. It may have been difficult for that referee to see Sozanov's foot action. Talbot comes up, circles, and you can see the battle out front. Sozanov's foot definitely makes that forward kicking motion, but referee Spada called it a goal.
Well, you see, Vadim Sozanov didn't really celebrate. I think he thought it was going to be waved off, but instead, the lead has been cut in half as he gets his 6th goal of the postseason at 16:02. And the Ottawa 67's are right back in this hockey game.
They definitely caught a break here. Cutting it down to 2 is huge. 4 minutes left in the second period. Going into the third, maybe get another one here. They can cut it down. Makes for an interesting game.
Sozanov had 2 goals in last night's victory. 3 goals now in the championship series. Here's Joe Talbot. See what this does. Sozanov with another shot. Talbot hit the post.
The players were celebrating. They thought it went in the net, but it was definitely off the post.
Brendan Bell right out in front. And the 67's have them life now. 3 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the second period. They trail by 2. Jarrett will bring it in. Kirkin tries his luck. Thomas Kirkin with a shot. Ceci hangs on to another save by Gregory Campbell. So Ceci doing his job. The 67's get it out. And Oosterdahl will touch it. And it's going to be icing against the 67's.
If there are 2 things we're famous for, it's hockey and the best parties in Canada. Show the world what we're made of. Get in the play on and off the ice and break away in May. Call now for event information. Break away.
3 minutes to go here in the second period. The 67's have cut the lead in half. Vadim Sozanov with the goal. Talbot and Bauman getting the assists for Joe Talbot. His 2nd point of the game had to go along with a goal he scored shorthanded in this second period. So Joe Talbot is having a great series so far. He's got 6 points already. Collision in the corner. And getting up slowly, Stacey Britstone, and he is not getting up. And finally the whistle as Britstone stays down.
Well, they both went into the boards hard. It looks like when they fell to the ice, he fell hard on his back, so he's definitely hurting.
They've already lost Stephen Weiss with concussion-like symptoms in the first period of last night's game. And Stacey Britstone, an overager, played in Oshawa last year. He and Jonathan Zion collided.
Well, he put the clutches on Zion, but Zion went down on him with his full weight on top of his head. When you're going into a corner like that and you're the one in front going into the boards first, the last thing you want to do is take that hit, but you're trying to get out of it any way you can, and that's what Jonathan Zion was trying to do, just to swing around to get him off him. And boy, did they went down to the Hearts with a full load down to the ice.
6 points for Britstone in this postseason. He's remaining on the bench. So that's possibly a good sign as the trainer gives him the once-over. Check to see if he's cut it all.
It definitely seems woozy.
Yeah, check to see if any of the teeth were rattled loose. Well, count them all up. Seem to be there, so Stacey Britstone will hang in. 2 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the second period. Carl Stewart cutting for the net, trying to center it out in front. Back to the point. O'Keefe with a shot, and that's deflected high off the glass. Back the other way. Here comes Chapman. Wines, fires a shot, and that rising glass, that got a piece, came right out in front, and the Whalers cleared away. Rob McBride. Albiani takes him, spins him around. McBride has the puck again. Those two meet in the corner. It's Carl Stewart behind the net. Trying to get loose. Albiani takes him. Trevisani after the loose puck. It is still loose. Preston Mitzi in there to get it as well. O'Keefe will keep it in at the point. Mitzi just throws away Carter Trevisani and keeps it going. And then Trevisani just kind of hog ties him, knocks him down. Play continues. Trevisani's lost his stick, gets it back again. Robichaud will keep it in. In behind the net, Stewart trying to center it out in front. Rob McBride has it, backhand, Ceci the save. John, great work by this Plymouth Whaler line as they just battle for the puck and don't give up. Our game story is brought to you by Rayovac. Batteries that last as long as standard Duracell and Energizer, but cost less.
What a game. This Plymouth team came out very hot, scoring a couple power play goals. Jarrett LaRose, Kodak allowing 4 goals, got pulled from the game. John Ceci's come in and did a fine job. Ottawa team has scored a couple goals to get themselves back into the game. Seamus Kodak, the guy they look to lead this team, is sitting on the bench now. Very rough start after having a nice outing yesterday.
How to expect that the veteran will be back in the nets. Got a couple of days to get over it. Team will not practice on Monday. They'll be back on the ice at the Civic Center on Tuesday, getting ready for Game 3 in this series, which goes on Thursday night in Ottawa. 1:15 to go here in the second period. Plymouth leading 4-2. Each team has scored twice here in the second period. Each team has a short-handed goal. Brendan Bell. Up for Joe Talbot, the captain. And that puck deflects into the 67's bench. And we've got less than a minute to go here in the second. Coming up in our second intermission, which is coming up rapidly, we'll have a chance to talk to one of the veterans from the Ottawa 67's. That is Lance Galbraith. Of course, we'll get you a Sports Central update. And our CHL Extra will go around the league, get you the latest news, and of course the Easton play of the period. And they're going to need all that veteran help to try and pull this one out here in Plymouth.
It'll be nice for them getting a little bit of a break and not playing until Thursday. This Ottawa team does look a little bit tired today, although they are starting to come on.
Last night a 7:30 start here in Plymouth, Michigan, and then a 3 o'clock local time. Backhand by Sozanoff, and Zepp makes the save. 18-15, the shots on goal in favor of Plymouth with 40 seconds to go here in the second period. Rob Zepp does not play it well. Talbot trying to center it out in front, get the bank shot, back up top. Bell with a shot blocked by Damian Surma. Good job there by number 15, and he paid the price for that one. A weak shot, Zepp steers that into the corner. Bauman in behind the net, Talbot centering it out in front. There's a shot from Sellers. Puck is loose in front. Miguel DeLille. Time winding down here in the second period. 13 seconds to go as the Plymouth Whalers get it out. Brendan Bell and Thomas Kirkham battling for the puck, and finally it's Talbot who gets it out to center in the dying second. A much better second period for the Ottawa 67's, who have gotten themselves back into this hockey game, and they trail by 2. 40 minutes in the books here in Plymouth, and the Whalers have a 2-goal lead.
One truck offers you more horsepower than any compact, more brute force torque, and more sheer payload and towing capacity than any compact. Dodge Dakota. Its big truck capability overshadows the compacts. Now with 5-star protection, it's peace of mind that comes with all 2001 Dodge Dakotas.
Chuck. So that's 4 coffees and a dozen donuts.
Guys?
Drywallers are working at a whole new speed. They're using easy scoring, clean snapping CGC sheetrock brand wallboard and installing faster than ever.
Slow, guys.
The next generation of wallboard is here.
Hey, it's about time. Now run get us some lunch. We need 4 burgers, some pop, bag of chips.
It all comes down to Regina, Saskatchewan in late May, the Memorial Cup. Our coverage begins on Sportsnet May 19th, and one of the guys that wants to be there to get another shot at a ring is Lance Galbraith, fifth-year player for the Ottawa 67'S. You and I were talking just before we got on that perhaps with the short turnaround, you guys seemed a little bit fatigued.
Yeah, we were a little tired there. It looked like to start the game, but as the game went on, it seems like we're getting our legs and we're coming together and playing as a team again.
We've talked about this before. We talked about it off the top. The veterans on this team, you guys have been to the Memorial Cup. You know what it's like to battle. How much has that been a factor in this series so far?
Well, we've been there. We know we've been in the back door. We want to go in with an OHL championship, and you know, like I said, we went in the back door, and we want to host that OHL Cup, and that's what we're playing for right now.
What do you got to do in the third period to get yourselves back even and possibly get ahead?
We got to stay disciplined. You know, I took some bad penalties, and just got to keep working, get the pucks deep, and just keep working, and hopefully the bounces go our way.
Talk a little bit about John Ceci coming into this game in a tough spot, and he has done his job.
Oh, John Ceci, I don't know if he's ever played this well, but he's been giving us a boost back there. It's good to see him get a shot, and hopefully we can get him a win here.
Lance Galbraith, I see you're continuing to be a very popular man here in Plymouth, Michigan. Congratulations on the season so far, and good luck in the third period.
Thanks a lot.
Lance Galbraith, one of the veterans of the Ottawa 67. His team is down by 2 after 40 minutes. We'll be back with more from Plymouth. You're watching CHL Hockey on Sportsnet.
Look, I just wanted to say a few things before you guys head out. Think back to when we first got together. Now think about all you've learned. That's what matters. Oh yeah, the only reason we're here tonight is to have as much fun as we have back at our own rink.
Please welcome 67'S Hockey. 67'S proudly supports minor hockey across Canada.
It's your shopping cart, a breakfast table, your corner office. It's your car. Take it to Midas for our new VSD brakes. As North America's leader in brakes, only Midas has VSD brakes for enhanced performance, and they come with our lifetime guarantee nationwide. That's how your life goes. See Midas today for our new VSD brakes. Keep a good thing going. Go Midas.
3 chocolates. So that's 4 coffees and a dozen donuts.
Guys?
Drywallers are working at a whole new speed. They're using easy scoring, clean snapping CGC sheetrock brand wallboard and installing faster than ever.
Slow, guys.
The next generation of wallboard is here.
Hey, it's about time. Now run get us some lunch. We need 4 burgers, some pop, and bag of chips.
Hey, go on! Go on! Mind your own business!
The antenna is holding, sir. Bravo. Yes, indeed. This is going to make your world a lot different than the one I grew up in. You know where England is?
Sure, it's over there.
And over there is where that sound is coming from. Right, Mr. Marconi?
Through the air, across the ocean. The first time ever.
Toyota CHL Extra, brought to you by Toyota Canada and its dealers.
They are battling for the President's Cup in the Quebec League, and Val-d'Or has been the stories. Simon Gomache with 2 goals and 3 assists in Game 1, and then in Game 2, a 7-2 victory at 3 goals and 2 assists. This series shifts to New Brunswick for Game 3 on Monday. Val-d'Or leading 2-0. In the Western Hockey League, much closer story. Red Deer wins Game 1 despite being outshot by Portland, 28-17, and then in Game 2 yesterday, the Rebels had a 4-0 lead after 40 minutes. They hang on for a 5-4 victory. Game 3 in this series shifts to Portland. All-star teams in the Ontario Hockey League, and all 3 Belleville Bulls. First time in 13 years that has happened. The 3 guys from the same team have been named the first-team All-Star forward. As for the defensemen, Rastislav Plesla of Brampton and Alexei Semenov of Sudbury, who's also the defenseman of the year. The goaltender, Craig Anderson of Guelph, he was the goaltender of the year. The Rookie of the Year comes from the London Knights. It is Rick Nash, the 16-year-old from Brampton, at 66 points in 58 games. Now, the all-rookie team rounded out by a member of the Peterborough Petes. On center and right wing, it's Dustin Brown from Guelph. As for the defenseman, another Peterborough Pete, and James Winooski, who's playing in this game for the Plymouth Whalers, and the goaltender comes from Toronto St. Mike's. NHL Central Scouting final rankings. Jason Spezza, the Windsor Spitfires, continues to be #1. Steve Weiss of the Plymouth Whalers checks in at #3. And here's the rest of the guys that round out the top 10 in the Central Scouting final rankings. How about goaltenders for North America? No surprise, really, that a member of the Quebec League is ranked #1. It's Pascal Leclerc of the Halifax Mooseheads. Now we go over to Europe, and we see who is ranked #1 and is playing in the Russian Division 1 League. And how about goaltenders from Europe? It's a member of the Czech junior team, and that is Thomas Duba, who is NHL Central Scouting Services final ranking top European goaltender. Adam Sozanoff of the Ottawa 67's playing a little soccer, but he has brought his team to within 2 here in Plymouth. CHL Hockey.
Video games don't just blast through your batteries, they blast through your money. That's why you should arm yours with Rayovac. They last as long as standard Duracell and Energizer, but cost less.
How about a little one-on-one?
Rayovac lasts as long as standard Duracell and Energizer for less.
I challenge you to a little one-on-one. Try Rayovac. If you don't think they're as good as the other guys, you get your money back. You can't lose. I like that.
Number 13, Matt Sundin. Matt's of the fabulous stats. One of the best ever set foot on the nice skates, Matt's. New CCM 1152 custom tacks with form-intensive technology. Sweet. Tailored to your weight and your eye sign with a foot wrapping thing and the molding thing. Can I try one on?
No.
Please?
The new CCM Tack Series. If the skate fits, wear it.
Hey, Matt, bring up.
Dad is home.
The minute you walked in the joint,
Fishing rods for all my friends.
you were a man. Distinction, a real big spender, big spender.
It's amazing what you can do with Canadian Tire money. And now there's a way to get 20% more. Use a Canadian Tire credit card in store. Buy yourself something nice.
Prince George Scratchy Cougar Claws, $11. Big Bad Berry Bullhorn, $58. Halifax Super Moose Man Soup, $92. Being a Major League fan of a Junior League team, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Proud sponsor and big fan of the Canadian Hockey League.
Time now for the play of the period, brought to you by Easton, putting your best game on ice. And the captain, Joe Talbot, certainly has done that for the 67's. Here, he gets his team on the board with a short-handed goal. He has 2 points in this game. He has 6 in the championship series, but his team still trails by 2 after 40 minutes here in Plymouth, Michigan.
If your brakes are worn out, it's time to stop by your local Auto Pro Repair Center. For a limited time, save 25% on high-quality UAP Napa brake pads at your participating Auto Pro Repair Center. Don't miss this chance to drive in 100% security for 25% less.
Free your mind.
Now there's a sedan that makes all other sedans feel inadequate. With an ultra-spacious cabin, sophisticated engineering, a powerful engine, and bold new European design. Introducing the all-new 2001 Elantra from Hyundai. It sets the standard for what a great-looking sedan should be. The all-new Elantra. Driving is believing.
Dad is home.
The minute you walked in the joint,
Fishing rods for all my friends.
you were a man. Distinction, a real big spender. Big spender.
It's amazing what you can do with Canadian Tire money. And now there's a way to get 20% more. Use a Canadian Tire credit card in store. Buy yourself something nice.
With Kodak Picture Maker, I can blow this up to an 8x10. Wow, that's great. Crop in a little here, red eye out. What a cute couple. I like this guy. Oh, it's him. We both made the same picture.
Kodak Picture Maker makes any size reprints easy. No negatives or experience necessary. Call for the Kodak Picture Maker nearest you.
Sportsnet CHL Hockey is presented in part by Molson Canadian. It's a Canadian game. And by Sherwood, proud to serve the hockey world.
Young fans here in Plymouth, Michigan like what they see after 40 minutes. Last night that game was tied at 3. Now the Whalers have a 2-goal lead as we take a look at our second period scoring summary brought to you by Aruba, a memory forever.
Quite a second period. The Ottawa 67's got a break, couple of goals, get themselves back into this game. Goaltending change. There's been a lot of things happening. The Ottawa 67s are on the right track trying to get back here.
And the fans from Ottawa have made the trip, and they are a loyal bunch. Took them 10 hours to get here, and they expect the same going home, and I'm sure they will all be at the Civic Center in Ottawa for Game 4 of this series, Game 3 of this series, and Game 4 Thursday and Friday. 67s, though, have their work cut out for them here in the third period, trailing by 2 to a Plymouth Whaler team that during the regular season did not lose a game when they were leading after 40.
You have to look for the Ottawa defense jumping up in the play probably a lot in this third period. They need to get a couple goals, and that's where their offense is generated from players like Jonathan Zion, Luke Sellers. Then we also have to look to the experience in the forwards. Lance Galbraith, Joe Talbot. They've been big in the first couple of games here, so the Plymouth Whalers are going to have to be aware of that. And hopefully they'll continue to keep the puck out of the net and protect this lead.
They might get a little lucky, too. I mean, Adam Sozanoff got a little lucky with his goal. And a 4-2 goal that I thought, you thought, everyone thought he kicked in. And everyone except the referee, Craig Spada, and that's the guy that counts, and that's where we stand right now. 18-16 shots on goal through 40 minutes. Each of these teams had only registered 5 shots apiece through 20. Third period is underway. Galbraith, Kanopka, and DeLille up front. Van Hoop and Zion start on the blue line. Ryan O'Keefe. He'll send it all the way down the ice slowly. Van Hoop back to pick it up. Sends it around the far boards for Galbraith. Doesn't work. Damian Surma has had a strong game for the Plymouth Whalers. In the absence of Stephen Weiss, he's been asked to get up on the big line with Kirka and Wiseman, and has done an outstanding job. Chad Wiseman has also had a strong game and a couple of good chances. Here is Damian Surma. He will send it in deep. Van Hoop picks it up, gets it to Miguel DeLille. Nice pass to Zenon Kanopka. He's got Galbraith with him. Here comes Kanopka, cutting for the center of the ice. Robichaud knocks him down. Galbraith centers it out in front, nobody home. Robichaud has that puck deflect and go right back to Rob Zepp, and he takes no chances. He's going to hang on to it.
Damian Surma has had a strong game, played very well yesterday, tweaked his shoulder a little bit yesterday. Again, today we saw him at the end of the second period skating off, punched over with a looked like he was in a little bit of pain. Shoulders can be so picky. Some days they feel good, some days not. And once you bump it and get it irritated, it can really bother you.
Amazing thing about this compared to the NHL, we talked to Peter DeBoer before the game, said, hey, what's wrong with Damien Surma? Oh, he's got a shoulder injury. It's, you know, a little bit sore. You'd never hear that. It'd be like, there's nothing wrong with him. He's fine.
Exactly. Exactly. I was afraid to ask him because I thought we were going to get the old Heisman. Sorry, John.
Or it would have been, it's an ankle sprain. It's a high ankle sprain. Brendan Bell trying to keep it in for the 67s. That doesn't work. Here comes Chad LaRose, the rookie. He has 2 goals for the Whalers. Winds and fires a shot. Ceci. They have got a piece of it. May have hit the side of the net. Vanerski keeping it in. Chris Vanerski, their elite draft pick. It is Luke Sellers who'll bring it back for the 67s. Sends it in deep. He's with Bauman and Sozanoff. Bauman in behind the net. Sozanoff trying to help him out. Cole Jarrett trying to get it out, but it hit the referee Spada. And the 67s keep the pressure off. Here's Cole Jarrett going out the other way. He has an assist, and the second goal by the Whalers scored by Chad LaRose on the power play. They have 2 power play goals to go along with a shorthanded goal and an even strength goal. The 67s have a shorthanded goal thanks to the captain Joe Talbot, and an even strength goal scored by the rookie Sozanoff. Liber Ustinov, big defenseman for the Plymouth Whalers, sends it out. The Atlanta draft pick, took him in the second round, 42nd overall in the 2000 draft. Winooski plays it on the near boards, and it's brought in offside. Talking about draft picks, let's take a look at the 67s who want to take it up to the next level.
The Ottawa 67s do have 6 players who've been drafted to the NHL. The one player that I really like on this team, and I think he has a very good opportunity, is Jeremy Van Hoef to play with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's a big, solid defenseman, and they could use that right now in their defensive core.
6'2", talking about his size, 6'2", 185, and he's going to fill out, you know that.
Exactly. Unfortunately, he didn't play all of yesterday, but you'll see a lot of them late game situations when the game's on the line, when they need to protect the lead.
Jeremy Van Hoef, if you missed it, with a hit on Stephen Weiss in the first period of last night's game, was given a 5-minute major penalty and a game misconduct. Stephen Weiss out of the lineup. He is a 3rd-ranked draft prospect by Central Scouting. Hopes to be back for game 4. His team, though, up 4-2 here in the 3rd period. Game was tied 3-3 last night after 40 minutes. And the 67s just took over that 3rd period. Race for the puck, and it's touched by Trevisani, and that'll come all the way back out.
Nice play by Trevisani, getting back, fighting off Stewart. Stewart's got a lot of speed, but Trevisani just got good body position. Trevisani came to this team late in the season. He used to be an Ohio University player. Didn't feel he was getting a lot of ice time. Just fit in perfectly with this Ottawa 67s club. When I went to see him play earlier in the year, he looked like he didn't miss a beat. He hadn't played a lot, but I'll tell you what, he's really come on strong for this team, helped them down the stretch run here.
Central Scouting has him projected to go in the 2nd round of the draft coming up in June. Originally a 9th round pick. I guess they figured he was going to go to U.S. college, so he was not taken until the 9th round in 1999, went 192nd overall, but he is back and playing with the 67s, trying to get them into the Memorial Cup. Long shot, John Ceci gets the blocker save. Chad Wiseman comes up with it, trying to send it in deep. Can't do it. Rich Sellers trying to get loose. He wants to get off. Sellers just flips it in. And behind the play, Damien Surma knocked down. And the fans here at the CompuWare Sports Arena want something called. They don't get it. Surma will send it in deep. Ceci can't control it. Chad Wiseman gets to it. Zion watching him. Around the far side, and it's Brian Rodney who will come out. Gets it to Zion, and Sean Scully a little bit offside and right at the blue line.
I talked about the defense stepping up and helping create the offense. Jonathan Zion did it right there, stepped up across the blue line. Fortunately for the Whalers, their D are aware of this, and they stood him right up, didn't give him any opportunity. It was offside on the play.
Toronto's 4th round draft pick in 1999. He was 2nd among defensemen in the OHL in points. He had 73 points, and he has done a good job here in the postseason. He had 2 assists in the victory last night. He now has 20 for the postseason.
I really like the way he's patient when he does have the puck. He doesn't rush himself when he does. He makes really smart decisions with him.
A long shot right on John Rob Zepp. 18-17 now. The shots on goal favor the Whalers. This is Ryan O'Keefe starting out slowly, has some room, trying to get around Konopka. Will send it in, but he sent it right into the 67 bench.
Luke Sellers, you can tell he's not feeling very well. Every time he's got that little look in his face like he's in a little bit of pain. And unfortunately, he's one of the key players. He has to play and be on the ice. But he's learning to play through it.
You know, and he's not just a hockey player. He is also involved in a clothing line called Entity. They have a website and they sell casual clothes to snowboarders and cool people like that.
Well, I'm gonna have to look into that.
No, you're not cool enough to wear his clothes.
Okay.
Wiseman with a shot, that's blocked. Logged on the website, and they're just getting started, and it's something he may look to in the future as a shot comes in, and John Ceci has to make the save.
That was a nice save by Ceci. Kirka got a lot of wood on that. Ceci came across, came out on the play, square to the shot. Surma finds Kirka. Kirka doesn't hesitate one bit, gets it right on net as quick as he can. The one thing that Plymouth hasn't done with Ceci is get a lot of traffic in front of him since he has come into the line, into the net today, and that could be one thing that could throw him off his game. With their being up 2 goals, maybe they don't feel they need to get the traffic and play a little more safe.
Ceci with 11 saves today, and he has faced all 11 shots since entering the game, and he has really held the fort and given his team a chance to get back in it. LaRose with a shot. That one didn't get through. Sozanoff gets it up for Talbot. He is stopped at the line, and it's offside as Bauman brings it in. Another one of the rookies on the 67 team, Rodney Bauman.
He's a big physical player. He needs to create a little bit of room for Talbot and Sozanov. And if they get the puck deep and play down low in the offensive zone, he's one of the guys they look to take the man so Talbot and Sozanov can come in and control the puck.
He is the biggest 67 on the roster, 6'2", 210 pounds, so he can help create that room. And the rookie was a 5th-round pick for Brian Kilray. And there's another offside as Brendan Bell couldn't keep it in.
Sozanov's had an outstanding weekend. Couple goals yesterday. Today he got lucky kicking that puck in. He's the only European on the team. Brian Kilray had to adjust to it when he did come to the team, but he says that he's fit in very well and done a fine job.
He led all Ottawa rookies in points. He had 39. 21 of those 39 points were goals. He's a Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick, taken in the 6th round, 179th overall last June. From Kazakhstan. 15:32 go here in the 3rd period. The 67s trail 4-2 in Game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series. Kevin Quinn working alongside John Druce and the rest of the Sportsnet crew here in Plymouth, Michigan. Hope you're enjoying this as we head down the road to Regina, Saskatchewan at the end of May. Memorial Cup, always a great time, always a great tournament, and I'm sure the folks in Regina are going to put on a great show. We will be there. First game is May 19th. Benarski and Gregory Campbell working it down low, but here's Luke Sellers. Off the boards and out, up to the captain, Joe Talbot. Talbot, he'll flip it in. Wisniewski trying to watch him. Zepp can't clear it out. Now back the other way. Here comes Gregory Campbell with Chad LaRose. LaRose content just to flip it in. Ceci had a little bit of trouble, lost his balance, looking at his skate right now. Sozanoff trying to kick it forward. Can't do that. Benarski brings it back in. He is turned aside by Brendan Bell. Benarski will just shoot it in. And Ceci continues to look at that right skate. That's not what you need when you're a rookie in a 2nd game of an Ontario Hockey League Championship Series to have something wrong with your equipment.
Looks like Plymouth is very satisfied just to chip the puck into the offensive zone, make sure they have 3 guys back. Here we see John Ceci is going to the bench. Check out this problem.
Lost an edge, and we'll get the trainer to hit the stone on it. 14:21 to go here in the third period. As we mentioned, game 2, they'll resume this series in the nation's capital, and a chance for both teams to heal those bumps and bruises. But I guess with a guy like Luke Sellers, as we look at Mr. Chapman, Adam Chapman, maybe it doesn't matter. With that injury, as you said, that's not going to heal in a couple of days. But a guy certainly for Plymouth, that's Stephen Weiss. He expects to be back in the lineup, and then they're also going to have their captain, Jared Newman, back.
You got to give them credit for playing so well. That just shows how much depth they really do have. Newman's been out of the lineup. Weiss is out of the lineup. Got to give them credit.
Russ Moyer with a long shot. Step. Turns that aside, and it comes out to center. 67's trying to get within one. Zeppo played himself along the far boards for Rob McBride. McBride flips it past Moyer, and look at the speed of Carl Stewart as he gets there first. Trevisani trying to tie him up. Stewart trying to fight through it. Stewart doing a good job. Still has it. McBride in there as well, and this is the kind of a blue collar line as they just go in there and muck. McBride looking for Mitzi. That pass was behind him. Chapman trying to get it out, takes a hit from Mitzi. And the 67's will just be content just to send it into the Plymouth zone as they make some changes. Galbraith out on the ice now with Savage and Konopka. And we've got a break of the action. Brian Kilrea's team is down by 2 with plenty of time though left here in the third period.
Here's to you, Canada. Here's to your hockey hair, your long underwear, and multicolored money. Here's to saying please, your ducks and geese, and to always being funny. Here's to your pretty girls, your black-collared squirrels, and a flag that stands so free. Here's to different races from different places who love this country, like me. But most of all, here's to standing tall and saying it like a true Acadian. I love this land, I love this country, and I am Canadian. Cheers!
Hi, can I cut your grass? Can I cut your grass?
Can I cut your grass?
Hi, can I fertilize your garden? Weed and feed your lawn? And get rid of that little thatch problem?
Home hardware dealers have always been a little different. Full of great ideas and good advice, they're always ready to help with any lawn and garden project.
We better do something about these grubs.
Home hardware, help is close to home.
If there are 2 things we're famous for, it's hockey and the best parties in Canada. Show the world what we're made of. Get in the play on and off the ice and break away in May. Call now for event information. Break away, break away, break away in May.
Tomorrow, the Mavericks take on the Spurs as the All-Texas semifinal continues, and then we've got more action for you as the Charlotte Hornets take on the Milwaukee Bucks. And of course, how about those Toronto Raptors with their first ever playoff series win as they got by the New York Knicks in 5 games. Here, there's 13 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the third period. The Ottawa 67's trail by 2 to the Plymouth Whalers. In game 2, here they look for more as Lance Galbraith sent that across the crease. We've got the feeling, John, that just 1 goal by the 67's and we're got ourselves a heck of a finish.
Well, the problem is when you have a lead, 2-goal lead, they said it yesterday, the 2-goal lead is the toughest lead in hockey to protect. And with this Ottawa team putting pressure on, and Plymouth sitting back just a little bit, trying to be confident with just 1 guy going into forecheck, it gives the Ottawa team a little bit more room to create something offensively. And right there you saw they had a good chance to come out and get a scoring chance.
Had a chance to talk to Zenon Konopka before the game, and you take a look at the shots. That second period was a shooting gallery. Each team coming up with a couple of goals. Talked to Konopka about the fact that they were down by 2 after the first period last night, and they just didn't panic. And that's the key to this Ottawa 67 team, is they really are a team, and they've got that composure based on 8 guys who have been to the Memorial Cup.
And it's amazing what that experience will do for you.
See what they can do here against the Plymouth Whaler team, ranked number 4 in the Canadian Hockey League. In behind the net, Galbraith looking for the loose puck. Damian Surma has him tied up, but Galbraith comes up with it. Tries to throw it in front. Ends up in the corner. Denning Konopka out there with Miguel DeLille, number 23. DeLille throws it in the net, and Galbraith trying to get a penalty as he was hauled down by Andre Robichaud. But Spada will have nothing to do with it, and play continues. Here's Thomas Kirka with some speed. He's got Wiseman with him. Kirka trying to make a move. Knocked down. Puck is loose. Konopka also gets knocked down. And play continues, so the referee letting things go a little bit here in the third period. Kirka looking for Surma, and he was at the end of a long shift, and he'll head to the bench. Konopka off the boards. Can't get it out. Van Hoop trying to get away from Gregory Campbell. Does. Nice pass up to Bauman. He'll throw it in. Sozanoff out there. He has the second goal for the 67's. Brendan Bell back into his own zone, looking for Talbot. That pass didn't work. Sozanoff throws it to an open wing. And Bauman is there, chops at it. Talbot out in front, bouncing puck. And the hitting continues on both sides. The battle behind the net worked out in front by Bauman. Sozanoff in support, but it's Gregory Campbell who comes up with it. Campbell with LaRose. He flips it in. LaRose and Bell going after the puck. Ridden off is Bell, and Campbell in there after it, but here comes Brendan Bell. Starting out slowly. Pass goes off Bauman. He wanted to get off. That'll go all the way into the Plymouth zone. Cole Jarrett will touch it, and it'll be icing.
Chad LaRose was picked up in January by the Plymouth Whalers. He's a rookie. He came from the USHL, which is a league that I've never seen any games in, but he's really adjusted well, leading all rookies and scoring in the playoffs. He's a goal scorer. Peter DeBoer's got great hands, great shot, and that's exactly what goal scorers have. The first thing I think of is a guy like Brett Hall. I'm not comparing LaRose to Brett Hall, but goal scorers are so hard to come by, especially natural talents.
He has 2 goals in this game and now has 9 in the postseason. He had 2 power play goals against Ottawa in the last meeting of the regular season between these two teams, and that one was won by Plymouth 4-2. Puck rolls right to Rob Zepp. Winooski gets it around for Rob McBride. McBride takes a hit. 67 though can't keep it in, and here's a 2-on-1 developing. Moving in, Mitzi. Out in front is Stewart. And he couldn't get him the puck. Stewart has it again. He and Mitzi continue to work hard. Trevisani ties up Stewart behind the net. Mitzi goes in there and gets it. He's being watched closely by Albiani, who works his way free, takes a shot. Ceci makes the save, and Stewart's right there. So again, this hard-working line almost catches in.
Preston Mitzi did a nice job fending off the Ottawa defenders there. Had Trevisani dancing all over the place trying to keep up with them. Mitzi's got the experience that this team needs. He's an overage player. He brings a lot of emotion to the lineup. Mitch matched with Stewart, his little speedster, fighting with Trevisani, and here's Mitzi again, dancing all over the place. This line put so much pressure on there. Good thing Ceci had the patience to cover that thing up because they were in trouble.
10:13 to go here in the third period as the Whalers put out their big line. And that is Kirka, Surma, and Wiseman. Damian Surma with 2 points. A shorthanded goal and an assist on the third goal of Chad LaRose. And that's offside at the Plymouth blue line. 9:58 to go here in the third period. The Whalers have the lead.
Why buy vitamin D when the sun's giving it away for free? Accept it. You belong outside.
Dad is home.
The minute you walked in the joint,
Fishing rods for all my friends.
you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, a big spender.
It's amazing what you can do with Canadian Tire money. And now there's a way to get 20% more. Use a Canadian Tire credit card in store. Buy yourself something nice.
edition of Sports Central comes your way with R.J. Broadhead coming up right after the game here in Plymouth, Michigan. And speaking of Plymouth stars, take a look at Stephen Weiss, who was kind enough to join us in that second period, ranked third among North American skaters, and he told us that he should be back for Game 3 on Thursday, and hopefully Game 4 as well. He was shaken up in the first period of last night's game and a hit by Jeremy Van Hoop.
Teams usually key on Weiss, but it's pretty tough to key on him when he's sitting up in the stands. His team's doing a pretty good job without him in the lineup today.
Weiss came in with 21 points in the postseason. He's also their best face-off man. He led the team during the regular season with 81 points. He had 16 power play goals. Now there's a look at Jeremy Van Hoop, who is the most rested of the Ottawa 67'S. He got a game misconduct for that hit on Weiss.
He looks like a mammoth of a man. He looks like a mountain man. And I'll tell you, the way he plays and he takes the body out there, it's pretty intimidating.
Pittsburgh took him in the second round in 1999, 57th overall. His team down by 2 here with 9:49 to go in the third period. 20-17, the shots on goal in favor of the Whalers, who are trying to even this series at a game apiece. Shot in by Preston Mitzi. Again, that hard-working line. Rob McBride. Carl Stewart out there now. Here is Stewart, number 6, looking for Mitzi, and he was all tied up nicely there by Sean Scully. But again, they continue to work it. Here's McBride looking for Mitzi. Backhand! Oh, what a save by John Ceci.
His glove hand came out of nowhere. Did you see how quick that glove hand was? This young fella's come in here and done an outstanding job. That shot came quick, and his glove hand came up out of nowhere. Plymouth is putting the pressure on again. This backhand shot, tough shot to stop, but his glove comes up really fast. You got to be happy for the youngster getting this playoff experience. Not happy for Kotick, but Cece's done a fine job.
He has held the fort and has definitely done his job, giving his team the chance to get back in it. They still trail by 2. Seamus Kotick gave up 4 goals on 8 shots. And he got the hook in the second period, and John Ceci, the rookie, has been outstanding in his place. And he's under pressure now as Gregory Campbell sends it in behind the net. Chris Benarski comes up with it in the corner. Back up top, Chad LaRose with a shot. That one blocked by Talbot. Campbell, though, picks it up. And the Ottawa 67'S have to find a way to start generating some offense. Got to get out of their own zone. Here's Vadim Sozanov with a breakaway pass. Sellers with a shot. That one stopped by Ustinov. Gets it back again. For Sozanov, a bouncing puck. And the Whalers trying to get away, and here's Chad LaRose. He'll send it in deep as his helmet come loose, thanks to Luke Sellers. And number 22 gets it to Brendan Bell behind the net. 8:30 to go here in the third period. We'll see if that defense of the Ottawa 67'S takes even more chances as time goes on, as they can try to get something going. Here's Brendan Bell moving in. Bell centering pass, looking for Talbot, bouncing puck. It's loose. And the Whalers get it away, and here is Thomas Kirk, a one-on-one against Van Hoop, and Van Hoop does a good job of riding him off the puck. Talbot for Miguel DeLille. DeLille starting out, and Lance Galbraith did a good job of preventing the too many men on the ice penalty as he didn't jump on the ice. Chad Wiseman will backhand it in. Thomas Kirka going after it. Blocked by Van Hoop. He's given a bump. Zenon Konopka comes up with it. Gets it to Galbraith. Takes a hit from Wiseman. Gets the pass over to DeLille. Back to Zion. Zion right out in front looking for Konopka, and instead he crashes into the net. Knocks over Rob Zepp, and the net comes flying off.
Nice job by Jonathan Zion jumping up on the play right there. A lot of speed entering the zone. They had Ottawa players driving to the net. Zion just threw it across the crease at the last minute. With Jonathan Zion, that is exactly what they expect from him. He has speed, very confident with the puck, very, very smooth. Has the Ottawa player there, just misses it as it goes through the crease. It's very frustrating for a goaltender when you have players breathing down your neck and come crashing into your crease. And with a goaltender like Rob Zepp in the net, they need to continue to do that if they're going to have scoring chances.
Rob Zepp has faced 17 shots so far from the 67's, has made 15 saves, and this is definitely Zepp zone as they think he is the guy that will get them to the Memorial Cup.
I spoke with Rob Zepp before the game. I had met him at the All-Star game earlier this year, and his father had a heart problem, and he's not allowed to come to the games, and he asked me if I'd say hi to his father back home. So, hello, Mr. Zepp.
There you go. Consider it done. His son is doing a good job here in game 2. Holding the fort, Jonathan Zion will bring it in. Chris Winarski gets the loose puck. Trying to find Campbell, but the 67's keep it in. Van Hoop can't get it by LaRose, and he's chased back into his own zone now by Gregory Campbell. And they collide in the corner. Campbell going down. He's got the puck underneath him. He wants a whistle, and he'll get it. Well, some of the guys having to step up. There is one of them, Gregory Campbell. Didn't expect him to play too much, but he's getting his chance.
He's a role player for this team. He's in and out of the lineup, and he does a good job. It's one of the things that he does really. He's a good skater, so you can utilize him killing penalties. He gets around the ice very quick.
He, of course, is the son of the director of hockey operations in the NHL, Colin Campbell. And his dad is here in the building, we were told. He was here yesterday as well, watching his son taking on the Ottawa 67's game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship Series. And the rookie Winooski back to touch it. And that's coming back into the Ottawa zone.
Winooski was named to the OHL All-Rookie team this year, so congratulations to him. It's good to get recognition, especially when you're on a successful team and you can learn from the people that have experience going this far. There's nothing more valuable than just getting terrific playoff experience. Getting that under your belt is key as a youngster. 2
assists in this game, both on the power play goals, so he is getting chances on the special teams. Here he is, number 20. Wines fires the shot. Ceci the save. Rebound by Mitzi, and Ceci again covers up.
Again, Ceci's on top, but Winooski had a lot of shots this game from the point. They have to key on him. They have to get to him and not continue to allow him to put the puck on the net. Right off the draw, he gets it through to the net. Normally you would have a right winger trying to get through the face-off circle to get to that man on the left point, and they didn't do it there.
Winooski certainly has the one-time shot on the power play. That's what they're looking for, but now he's headed off and standing in the runway. See what's wrong with the rookie. Number 20 is trying to get loose there. We'll see if we can get you the latest update. Chad LaRose with a shot right now. Ceci this save. Sends it into the corner. Chris Winarski with the puck. 6:40 to go. Bouncing puck. Campbell took a swipe at it. Hopped over his stick. Talbot will bring it out. Talbot is stopped right at the line, and it's offside, and a good play by Chad LaRose.
Lieber Ustenal had left the ice a little bit earlier. You see the blood marks all over his jersey. Got a high stick in the chin earlier on in the game. When he's not in the lineup, it's tough for Peter DeBoer because he does play against the top players, and he did say that he has been his best player throughout these playoffs. He's a big, solid defenseman, tough to play against.
6'5", 230 pounds, a draft pick of the Atlanta Thrashers last year, taken in the second round. Ottawa 67's trying to get back into this game, and it's pretty tough. They've only taken one shot so far on Rob Zepp. And good news for the Whalers is James Winooski is back on the bench, so he is back on the ice now, so none the worse for wear. And that's good news for Peter DeBoer, who's seen his top player miss this game in Stephen Weiss. And again, another offside for the Ottawa 67's.
When Winooski went off, it looked to me as though he was trying to stretch his groin out. Very common playoff run, playing a lot of hockey. They said that they played every other night, and the groins are the first things to get sore.
Take a look at our game story now. Brought to you by Rayovac, batteries that last as long as standard Duracell and Energizer, but cost less.
It's been quite the game. LaRose has come up big. The rookie scored a couple goals. Jarrett Winooski, 2 assists. They've contributed. Power play goals and shorthanded goals have been a big theme in this game.
Savage with a shot. And Rob Zepp hangs on to it. Just the second shot for the 67's in this third period. They'll need more than that as they trail by 2.
When back pain slows you down, turn to Robaxacet. With 2 active ingredients, one to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. It's the brand doctors and pharmacists recommend most, so you can get back in the rhythm. Robaxacet, helping you walk away from back pain.
3 chocolate. So that's 4 coffees and a dozen donuts.
Guys? Drywallers are working at a whole new speed. They're using easy scoring, clean snapping CGC sheetrock brand wallboard and installing faster than ever.
Hello, guys?
The next generation of wallboard is here.
Hey, it's about time. Now run get us some lunch. We need 4 burgers, some pop, a bag of chips.
Sportsnet CHL Hockey is brought to you by Canadian Tire, still the right place. By God, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey. By Molson Canadian, it's a Canadian game. And by Sherwood, proud to serve the hockey world.
6 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Game 2 of the Ontario Hockey League Championship. The Ottawa 67's with a 1-game-to-none lead, but that looks like it could change. As the puck comes down into the 67 zone, it'll go all the way back into the Plymouth area. Kevin Quinn working alongside with John Druce as we take a look at some of the stars for this Plymouth team, and one of them is Thomas Kirka.
He's one of the 2 players from the Czech Republic, 2nd-round draft pick of the Carolina Hurricanes. Interesting thing about him, he had 3 goals last year as a rookie. And the coaches told us that he has the potential to be a 40 or 50 goal scorer. He's really picked up his game, struggled through a few injuries, so he's looking forward to a successful junior career.
Certainly set things on fire, as you mentioned, as that rookie. 36 goals. Here's Chad Wiseman. Enters the zone. Kirk out there with Sherma. This has been a very effective line. Kanaka drops it in. Long shot. Rob Zepp makes the save and then gets crashed into by number 20 for Ottawa, Zenon Kanapka. They separate them.
Well, we talked about getting traffic in front of the goaltender, and that's what Ottawa has to do. They have those gritty forwards. Rob Zett showed a lot of composure today. He's bounced back from 6 goals against. That's the most he's allowed in the playoffs in 1 game. Very intelligent kid. I think he handles adversity very well. From when I've talked to him today, you know, I talked to him. I said, "Is that the first time you've allowed that many goals in the game?" He said, "You know what?" And I said, "Don't worry about it." Bounce back. He says, "I've got things under control." Very confident.
34 wins during the regular season, led the OHL in that, led the OHL in goals against, and was 4th in save percentage and tied for 1st when it came to shutouts. He had 4 during the regular season. Atlanta obviously liked that. They took him in the 4th round in '99. 5:20 to go here in the 3rd period. 4-2 the lead for Zepp and the Whalers. And they'll just send it down the ice again. And Bauman will go back to touch it. As the Whalers content just to sit on this 2-goal lead. Could be dangerous, but time winding down, and the 67s have not gotten enough shots on Rob Zepp, and that just suits Peter DeBoer fine.
Well, I think he's under a lot of pressure. He didn't make this a big deal about losing the 1st game, but you want to make sure coming out of your own building that you have at least the split. Going into Ottawa can be very tough. They have very dedicated fans there. It's a large building. There's a lot of noise. It's not easy to play in that building with the Ottawa history and the tradition there.
Certainly Brian Kilray and his team not about to panic. I think they did what they wanted to do. That is come in here and split the series. Got game 1. We're not giving the game to Plymouth yet. There's still 5:06 to go. But if it stays the way it is, then I think it's mission accomplished for the 67s. As they head back on Thursday for game 3 at the Civic Center, which should be sold out. Over 10,000 fans on hand. And most of them wearing that 4-stripe look that I know that you thought was fashionable, and said that, you know, that was one of the things you tried to set when you played in the NHL, but no one went for it.
A fashion statement. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Sebastian Savage out there with Albiani. The pass too far for him. He is joined up front by Chapman, wearing number 27. It is Adam Chapman. Russ Moyer with a pass to Sebastian Savage. That didn't work. And Carl Stewart, Mitzi, and McBride out there for Peter DeBoer. This line working very hard. Here's Albiani bringing in, drops it for Savage. His shot blocked. Albiani carrying on against Kaiser. Mitzi trying to freeze it. Chapman in there looking for the puck. Savage comes up with it. He's being watched by Winooski. Puck comes loose, and the Whalers come away. Here's James Winooski. Flips it up ahead for Carl Stewart, and that one crossed the line. Two of them, and Stewart with a phantom shot, and Russ Moyer not too happy about that. Gave him a couple of whacks.
Well, the last thing you want to do after the whistle is gone is shoot the puck at the other team's goaltender. Russ Moyer was not happy, and I don't blame him. You have to take care of your goaltender. They're the key to the game, and that's a no-no. I actually did do that once. I had 5 guys coming after me at one time as a rookie when I was in Binghamton, New York, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't a pleasant scene.
Oops. Carl Stewart has 7 points in the postseason. And we talked about him being a Chris Draper-like player, very intense and very speedy, and he has been a very effective player, teamed with Rob McBride and Preston Mitzi. Chris Benarski right from the draw. And Luke Sellers has it at center. The captain, Joe Talbot, out there. Talbot has had a strong game, a goal and an assist. That goal was shorthanded. He now has 6 points in this championship series. Gregory Campbell will shoot it in. John Ceci leaves it there for Brendan Bell. Time starting to become a factor for the 67s. They're down by 2, and there's 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in the third.
The Whalers are doing a nice job. They're sending 1 guy in. They make sure they have 4 guys back. They're making it very difficult for the 67s to get any offense generated.
Sozanoff, the number 24, has his second goal. Out there with Talbot and Chapman. Bauman, I should say, number 21. Talbot has the puck now. Bernarski watching him. And Cole Jarrett comes up with it, sends it on the far side. And Sellers trying to keep it in, but couldn't do it, and he'll head to the bench. Brendan Bell will pick it up. He's got some room to move. Instead decides to pass it to Konopka. He was all tied up on the near side. Puck flipped off the glass, and Bell will have it. Out there with Jeremy Van Hoek. Up the middle to Konopka. With Galbraith and Miguel DeLille. This is DeLille. Backhands it in. Ryan O'Keefe will be the first to it. Takes a hit around the near side. 67s try and keep it in. Can't do it. Here's a chance now for Chad Wiseman. Again in by himself. Wiseman this time stopped by John Ceci. Wiseman another shot, and that one went right across the face of John Ceci, who has absolutely had the number of Chad Wiseman. Wiseman shaking his head as Ceci has come up big now 3 times mano a mano.
I'll tell you what, Ceci came up huge in that play. The Ottawa 67s are trying to do everything they can, and with Plymouth being patient, they create turnovers. And Wiseman, with the kind of speed that he has, jumped up on this play, made a beautiful move. But look at the flexibility of Ceci. That's incredible. He's doing a terrific job. Wow. He showed a lot of confidence and composure coming into this halfway through the game.
Wiseman with another shot that went right across the bow. And again, Ceci comes up big, and again the right skate continues to be a problem for the rookie, and Chad Wiseman would love Seamus Kotick to come back into the game because Ceci has just had his number.
17 saves since he's come into this game. Pretty impressive.
He's given his team a chance, but they have not been able to mount any offense against the Whalers. Just over 2 minutes left in the third period. They're still down 4-2. All the scoring in the first 2 periods. Albiani will shoot it in out there with Savage and Chapman. Wiseman fires it around, and it was knocked down with a high stick, so that brings up the whistle.
Well, Ottawa's got to do something. They have to get that puck in deep. get in front of that net and just put the puck on net, do whatever they can. This is battling time.
You pull CC now. You're down by 2. You got a minute 52. When do you bring him out?
Oh, I think now's the time. They got to get him out of there, get someone to the net, get that puck to the net, do whatever they can.
Brian Kilray has decided to keep John CC in the nets for this face-off deep in the Plymouth zone. Won by the 67s. Sellers with a shot. That one over top of the net. Chapman will keep it in. CC remains in the net. 1:43 to go. Chapman trying to get loose. He is tied up. Luke Sellers does a good job of keeping it in temporarily. And here's Preston Mitzi at center. He gets to the line. Stewart in ahead of the play, and that's offside. So a minute and a half to go here in the third period. And that's longing until the Plymouth Whalers tie this series up and send it back to Ottawa for Game 3 on Thursday. And Preston Mitzi has been impressive in this game.
Well, the whole team has been very impressive. They've showed a lot of speed through the neutral zone. They tried to show it yesterday, but the Ottawa team played them physical and didn't give them an opportunity to open the game up. It's been a totally different story today.
2-0 lead for the Whalers in Game 1. Was a 3-3 tie after 2, and then a 6-3 loss. Here a different story, as they have taken the lead and have not relinquished it. Just a minute 22 left in regulation time. And now CC heads to the bench in favor of a 6th attacker to see if the 67s can get a couple of goals and send this one into overtime. Here they come. Talbot with Konopka and Sozanov. And Rob Zepp sees those 3 bearing down on him, and he decides to hang on to it.
Well, now's the time for Ottawa. They got to win the draw. They got to have somebody at their key that can win these draws, so they have some opportunity to get the puck to the net. Jonathan Zion, Luke Sellers are the key guys on the point, especially Luke Sellers, who's got that big shot from the point. Jonathan Zion, he can quarterback this play. He has the patience. There's going to be a lot of pressure. Moving around D to D. Hopefully Sellers can get it through to the net.
A lot of veterans out there for the Ottawa 67s as they've decided to take a timeout, and Brian Kilray wants to talk this over with 1:03 left in the third period.
I don't think it's a bad move, especially with them playing yesterday. There's a little fatigue. They've only got a minute left. They have to give it all, and they want to have these top veterans on the ice.
Hey, there's a long ride back to Ottawa. The 67s will have tomorrow off, and they will start practicing on Tuesday again. Get a couple of practices in before they go back on the ice for Game 3 on Thursday. And again, back-to-back games in this series. So back-to-back games, a break, and then back-to-back games is the shortest turnaround. And Lance Galbraith talked about it. He said the guys are a little bit tired, and you got to give credit, though, to the Plymouth Whalers. Came out and did what they had to do.
Well, they did a fine job. You have to give the 67s credit also. They come into this build and they split when they weren't even expected to win any games. They were expected to be swept in this series, but Ottawa seemed to surprise everyone getting to the finals, and they showed a great determination yesterday coming back by being down 2 goals. So I don't know if going home is going to be that disappointing. You always hate to lose a game, but they got to be confident still. They got to have a lot of confidence under their belt, know that they still have an opportunity to win.
Still trying to get this game even. The net is empty, 1:03 to go. Shot right on. Zepp steers that into the corner. Less than a minute to go in the third period. Galbraith with Konopka out in front. Sozanov tries to get it to Talbot. He tried to get it out in front. The Whalers trying to get it out, can't do it. They bang away at it. Talbot will try and keep it in at the point. Does it. Sends it in deep. Galbraith in the corner, being watched by Jarrett. Back up top. Sellers with a quick shot. Bouncing puck. They bang away at it. Zepp is down. The net is off. The whistle goes. Now all sorts of action in front of the net. Ustinov with his big 6'5" frame came down on Konopka, and that would hurt.
That's a big man. He dropped his knees both right on top of Konopka as Konopka was laying on his back. Galbraith's not very happy about that. I don't blame him one bit.
Galbraith taking a poke, and Rob Zepp decides to skate away, and joking with him in our second intermission about how he's still very popular here in Plymouth. He is the guy that Plymouth fans love to hate.
talk about the little wars that develop as the series goes on, and that is definitely one war that he's going to be involved in.
And he is given the wave as Lance Galbraith heads off to the dressing room.
Luke Sellers, they tried to get the puck back to Luke Sellers because he is the big gun, and when they get the puck through the net, Sellers gets it on net, and you have to crash the net. You've got that extra man advantage. It pops out. Ustinol's jumping on everybody, and again, he'll land right on Konopka. That's a big man landing on Konopka.
230 pounds.
The look in Konopka's eyes, he's like, they say, did you see that? Obviously not, because there's no penalties being called.
Galbraith is headed and out of the game. And the fans giving him the business. And I'm sure he'll get a warm reception when he gets back to Ottawa. But here, he's not a popular player. 38.1 seconds to go here in the third period. The hometown Whalers looking to even this series at 1 game apiece. Galbraith gets a 10-minute misconduct, much to the delight of the fans here at the CompuWare Sports Arena.
It's amazing how you can be hated in one building so much and loved so much in another.
Fans going to great lengths here, making up signs, creating dolls, and really giving it to Lance. Peter DeBoer happy with what he has seen from his fans, but boy, the bad blood starting to brew between these two teams as Luke Sellers jaws with the Plymouth bench. Net remains empty. 6 attackers for the 67's. 30 seconds to go in the third period. Out in front, Albiani being watched by Jarrett. Bouncing puck, there's a shot, and Zapp makes the save. And then Konopka gives him a little poke, and that draws a crowd.
Well, the battles are starting to brew here. As this series goes on, these little one-on-one battles between players, Galbraith, Konopka, they're going to remember all these little things that happen in game 2, and it's going to be an interesting series as it goes on further.
Let's take a look now at our play of the game, brought to you by Bauer. Bauer leave an impression that it came all the way back in the first period. The Plymouth Whalers killing off a penalty and a bad decision, and a puck that was picked off by Damian Surma. He gets things started, makes no mistake against Seamus Kotick. A 1-0 lead. It was 2-0 after the first period on just 5 shots for the Plymouth Whalers. Damian Surma adding an assist in the second period, and he has really stepped up his game in the absence of Stephen Weiss as he's taken over that top center spot on the first line. Time winding down here in Plymouth, Michigan. OHL Championship Series, Game 2. And more bad blood, and Luke Sellers with a big hit on Thomas Kurka. Usternal getting involved as well. And Kurka had his helmet came off, and he is still on one knee.
At this level, intimidation is so important. The series doesn't end here just because they lose this game. They still have to win. One team has to win 4 games, and Sellers gets up high on the back of Kurka, knocks him to the ice.
So he is out of the game. Zenon Konopka now makes his way to the dressing room. He's gone as well. And just 8.5 seconds left, and John Ceci is back in the nets as the Whalers will have a very, very brief power play. Let's take a look at our 3 stars brought to you by Toyota Canada and its dealers. And Chad LaRose, what an outstanding effort from the rookie.
He stepped up. He really did. 2 goals today. Damian Surma did a terrific job stepping up for Stephen Weiss. He's one of the emotional leaders on this team, and I was really impressed with the way he played. Joe Talbot, he showed his grit and his experience, the overage player. He's been through this before, and he came out with a strong effort today. Too bad they're on the losing end of the stick.
There's a look at the rookie, Chad LaRose, who leads his team. He has 4 points so far in the postseason, an outstanding effort for him. He is the top point getter, and his team has now evened this series with the Ottawa 67's at a game apiece. The winner of this series will have a chance to represent the Ontario Hockey League at the Memorial Cup, and you'll see the great junior tournament coming up May 19th here on Sportsnet from Regina, Saskatchewan, as we bring you our third straight Memorial Cup on Sportsnet. Sports Central, the early edition, comes up right after we're finished here. RJ Broadhead is on the desk. Once again, the final score, the Plymouth Whalers 4 and the Ottawa 67'S 2. This series is all tied up at 1 game apiece. The early edition of Sports Central is coming up